But I wanted to do hood rat stuff for my friend.
Hanging from a thread till you dead, cause your partner put a price on your head. Cause your chick was laying up in his bed, she getting details, spilling every word that you said. She working retail, thirsty bitch just trying to get ahead. If history tell us anything, y'all both end up dead. It's just a street tale, a fable, some shit someone said. Sit at the table and hope there's more to offer than bread. Pulled out the cradle, first steps you getting chased by a fed. No head starts, just body parts and lead sparks. Old religion, brand new hate and weak hearts. Oligarchs, krakens, dragons, you see sharks. Imagine you could manage to maneuver the deep part. You a savage, you can have it, just show all your teeth sharp. If you could grab it, you could stab it, just aim for the bleeding heart. The ones that show compassion, a soldier that seeks art. Does the artist that wage war take over or take part? Taking a knee, thinking no one faithful is me. I'm good people in bad lands, no evil live within me. I mind mine, I'll survive, find this lands for the free. If I'm mistaken, I'm forsaken, no one rescuing me. Residual effects, stray bullets through familiar necks. For any number of infractions that I deem disrespect. Your beliefs, you deserve better, but we both in the shit. You just haven't come to grips with it yet. Fight or flight, and they ain't really nowhere to go. If your back is against the wall and you ain't throwing no blows, you gon' crumble in the rubble, become blood in the snow. If you a victim, they collect them, grab the body and go. Dig them and ditch them, total disregard for the soul. Gas them and lit them, watch the flesh burn in the glow. Where we live and catch a shivering, it's a hell you don't know. Your best hope is that your dying ain't slow, or your dying's a show. Where we at, it's every man for his own. A bloody backdrop, where killers just zone and slice flesh to the bone. Masked and gloved up front of your home. A flash of gun, but the side of your dome. Fresh blood from a stone, dents in your sense. Kick your fucking ball through the fence, dare you to say something. No sense in sitting around in suspense. Find out what's next, open your fucking mouth, disrespect. See the extent of how my life is intense. She beautiful and oppressed in a permanent summer dress. She a servant and still she blessed. Children cradled against her breast, whispering prayers, wishing their souls the best, knowing that they forgotten, not forgetting they're blessed. The bloodiest red lights, just piles of dead life. Something must be broken, the glyphs wasn't read right. You think the Bible papers will shed light? Yeah, right. Burn after reading, tell the preacher I'm leaving. What is poppin', people? Welcome back to the Ill Cartel. I am your host, Shy Ill, and we are back in the building. Salutes to you for being here with me on this lovely Friday night. Hope everybody got after that money this week. Millions. There's abundance on everybody's pockets. Salutes to y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We gonna hang out and do hood rat stuff with our friends.
But I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
What is poppin', y'all? Salutes. All right, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the translations. The translations is crazy right now. All right, salutes to y'all. Hit that like button on the way in. Wipe your feet. All right, make the numbers number. And let's get it. All right, salutes to y'all. Welcome. All right, shout out Zoraida. First, salutes. Wipe your feet on the way in. I agree. All right, happy Friday, Zoraida. Shout out Shannon. Saludo Shy in chat. Just gonna hang out and do hood rat stuff with my friends. Hit the like button and wipe your shoes on the way in, man.
But I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
Shout out Tere on the check-in. Good evening, chat. Hope all is well. Salutes to you, Tere. Hope you're feeling better. Appreciate you being here. Shout out Primo. Shy, you 5 minutes late. Wrong, fucker. You 5 minutes late. I was on time. All right, shout out Shannon's saludos, primo, but that shit came out. Greetings, cousin. All right, shout out Zoraida. Shout out Primo. Shout out Adrian Torres on the check-in. Salutes, appreciate you. Shout out Ace G in the building. Salutes to Ace G. Shout out, I'm gonna send you an LA hat, bro, just so you can show some love to the West Coast. I don't wear nothing but Chicago shit. You've never seen me on this screen or anywhere else with anything but a Chicago hat or Chicago, you know, whatever I'm wearing. If it has some type of
Jonathan Pantria sent $2 hashtag salutes Chiel my brother hashtag Il Cartel member San chat hashtag I hope you are all having a blessed and grateful hashtag hanging out doing hoodrat stuff with my friends Friday hashtag like and subscribe to the great quality content hashtag it's free.
Shout out to JP for the $2 power chat hashtag salute Shy Il my brother Il Cartel members and chat. Hope y'all are having a blessed and grateful hanging out doing hood rat shit with my friends Friday. Like and subscribe to the great quality content. It's free. Don't cost you a damn thing. Salutes. Appreciate you. Shout out to that. Good you can't hear me. Salutes. Shout out Primo. Respect that. What else? Yeah. Nice hat. Thank you. Salutes. All right. Shout out JP for the $2 power chat in his ghillie suit, hopping out the bushes to talk his shit. All right. Salutes to you, JP. Appreciate you. Let's see what the translation is for Jonathan, mi querido amigo, saludos y bendiciones este viernes. Let's see what the translation is. My dear friend, greetings and blessings this Friday. Live. Hit that like button if you have yet to do so. Stop being greedy. If you're willing to sit through the intro, you're willing to sit through all of it. So go on and hit that like button. All right, boom. All right. We got a couple of things to discuss. Let me drop the TTS in the chat and pin it. Let's get that popping. Shout out to the Nightbot. All right. Nightbot even got a wrench. Boom. Couple of things we're going to cover tonight. We are going to cover the pushback yet again of Mayo sentencing. Okay, we're gonna see what the what's that about, all right? And we're gonna speculate. What's going on, man? Huh? What's going on? What's the problem here? Why we keep pushing that back? We're gonna talk about that. We're going to talk about Erick Valencia. Cooperating with the United States government. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about a list of cartel rules that was found. We're going to see what their rules look like. And we're going to talk about how fucking ridiculous that is. All right. Salutes, hit that like button if you have yet to do so. I appreciate you.
Shout out Zoraida El Tubo's killing me with the translations. Indeed. Shy salutes. Hey, yo, you and Jay should invite that Owen Hansen dude and see through his information and shit. It's too see-through, Papa. It's too see-through. I got into an argument with a dude in the Discord one day, you know. Oh, this guy's the real. That guy is lying out of his fucking, you know, but whatever. I mean, most of y'all can see. You can just see dude and see what he's bullshitting about. So, I don't think he'd come on here, all right? Motherfuckers do not want to come on here and, but he will be, if there is another former Kingpin Reacts interview, he will be a subject on that, all right? Sorry, whatever happened to Nini? Last time I heard he was crying. And then after that, I saw all of the people he used to work with get either arrested or gunned down by the military or, you know, the cartel. So I don't know what his situation is. He's probably in the same situation as La Barbie, where you can't find them in the system. I don't know if you could find Nini in the system. But we'll see. We'll see if he, you know, does what they do. Vamos a ver. All right? Vamos a ver. We're going to see. But no, I haven't heard nothing from him. If you hear something, make sure you let me know. All right? Where was that list found? I'm not sure. We're going to get into it. It was part of a raid. They found a bunch of stuff and, and they found a list of rules. We're going to... why do you ask, Shannon? Do you think it's ridiculous that they got a set of rules and shit? Might be a little ridiculous. Shannon, we might have to pay a visit to Ill Crimes. Let me drop Ill Crimes in the chat. Make sure y'all follow us at Ill Crimes. That's where we cover true crime and crime in general. Shannon, that FedEx story, shit got me mad. We might have to go to Ill Crimes with that one. Boom, shout out JP. Shout out to the Shy, right? But no quarter. Anything, Mayo and Chapitos are getting sentenced faster than him. Oh, yeah. No, we haven't heard nothing from him, bro. He's missing in action right now. We'll see. You know? Maybe he's on the showroom floor. You get a deal. I'd like to look at that deal right there. Yeah, the 2026. Yeah, the red one. Yeah, let me see that, man. How much is that worth? Maybe that's happening. I don't know. All right, shout out JP. They're trying to squeeze more out of Mayo before sentencing. Well, we'll see. What they talking about over there? All right. Wasn't a video sentence pushed back too? No, didn't they sentence him? I don't remember. We covered so much bullshit. Let me see. Was Ovidio Guzman Lopez sentenced? He has not yet been sentenced. See, viste? So, you know, they out here bullshitting. All right? They out here bullshitting. But you're right, that it's been mighty quiet from him, huh? Again, salutes to y'all. Shout out Kenny. Shout out Adrian. Salutes Primo. JP. Right? We're gonna have a good time tonight. Shout out Karen. Karen, am I saying it right? Is it Karen or is it Corinne? Huh? I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing your name right. But salutes to Germany. Everyone gets a deal. They're on the deal room floor. Nah, you're not too late, Karen. We just got here. We barely starting. I was going to be like, why don't they talk about the legitimate business I had and the government used to get their tax dollars from me, JJ style? Man, JJ just sound like a fucking goofball. But those goofballs are the ones that, they'll put a bag on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because they're so lost in the sauce that who knows. That coward shit. That coward shit. No, I see it though. I see it, but you got to tell me if I'm right or wrong. All right, I'm gonna say Karen. Tell me if that's right, because I can't, hear how you're pronouncing your name when you type it. You know what I mean? So was Karen right? I'm just gonna leave it at that. Karen. Shout out Karen. Can't find Nestor Cido Perez Salas in the BOP. Tere on her shit. Tere on her shit. Shy, we can cover the Gucci Man and Pooh Shiesty criminal back and forth on ill crimes. Indeed we can. Indeed we can. All right, we gotta go. We'll go to ill crimes this weekend, JP. Shout out Glory Days for the $8.99 super chat. What's good, people? Appreciate you, sir. Thank you for coming through. Shout out New Zealand. Boom. Karen said I got it right. All right. Boom. We good. Well, we good. Let me give Glory Days his shout. Oh, shit. Wrong one. I almost gave you the middle finger that I sent to JP earlier. That been fucked up. But middle finger is reserved for JP. Hashtag smut, smut, smut. Shout out Sizzly. What you smoking on? Bud. I don't know if it's the name. I don't know what name it is. Smoking on that bud. Shout out Upper Echelon on the check-in. Salutes. Shout out Shannon. That got me so angry too. He wants all the smoke. I don't see him lasting long behind bars. 1 or 2 days tops. All I saw was what I posted in the Discord. All I saw was the headline of that. I feel like I covered this case very briefly. I think it's on Ill Crimes a long time ago when it first happened. Now I see him running his mouth, and I ain't even gotten deeper than that. So I'm already pissed off. So just imagine. Shout out Upper Echelon. Tere, this one's for you. All right, as far as Nini goes. Upper Echelon said he been telling. And I have some inside information that he's still crying. Meanwhile, on TikTok, when everybody sees my Nini video about him crying, they be like, fuck you think you are? You think you wouldn't cry, man? Situation. Shut your bitch ass up, man. We ain't trying to hear that shit. Don't torture people and then be crying like a bitch. Stop it. I don't want to hear it. You was tough. You was torture tough. All right, but there you go, Tere. He been telling, and I have inside information that he's still crying. Upper Echelon prayers and saludos to you and your entire family, Robin. May God always bless y'all. Shout out Kenny. Let's not go on without acknowledging Shy's. Shy stay color coordinated every single time. Papa, I'm telling you, man. I used to have the layout of the channel color coordinated. Go to Surviving El Chapo, bro. You'll see it. All right? I'm a stickler for it. Shout out Adrian Torres. Shy is Ron Strong still around. Haven't seen any content from him in a while. I don't know what he's doing on YouTube. I know he's active on Facebook. He's much busier now. I don't know how much content he's making like that. I think he's doing more. He has a podcast studio now, so I feel like, he's probably got his hands full with that. But he's active on Facebook. He's still out there. He's still doing his thing. He's still in a good position. Salutes to him. Shy, what happens in the Discord stays in the Discord. Hashtag smart. Did you make the fucking rules, man? You got rules too? You sound like a motorcycle club and shit. We're about anarchy. We don't care about no one's laws. Then they got a bylaw list longer than fucking taller than me. For real, no BS. He's very emotional. Well, those are the type of people that like torturing motherfuckers. Emotional motherfuckers. When he's not killing innocent people and kids, there you go. He's very emotional, Shout out there. Thanks. I figured that, but he came to mind. Always ask. You push the content forward. Primo, that FedEx driver who delivered a 17-year-old some Barbies and then took her kidnapped style. Yeah. We got to get on that story. They should just, we need some kind of, some law where you could just put people in there with a family member or a concerned citizen. You put them in a cell with that motherfucker for 5 minutes. That's dumb. Shout out Borregazo on the check-in. Appreciate you. They said, I figured by now he would be sentenced. No, he got to keep writing sentences. We need another sentence about where this guy's at, who did this, and what that was. We need sentences. That's the only sentences he's getting right now. Him and Mayo alike, because Mayo don't seem to be sentenced either. Shout out HG. Salute to everyone in the chat. He's on trial now. The trial is actively happening now. Yeah, we got to cover that this weekend. I'm mad enough we got to cover that this weekend. I haven't got no justice in the Arturo Gotti Jr. case or the Arturo Gotti case. So we might got to move on to or the Celeste case. Like, man, bro, there's just no justice out there. All right, salutes Adrian Torres. Salutes Upper Echelon to you and the fam. Bendiciones, Flores family. Happy Friday. I took the trail live on YouTube. I looked at the trial live on YouTube. It's horrible. The FedEx driver. Yeah, man. We got to get into that. And if that's actively... I suck at trials, though. I suck at covering trials, boy. It's just so much editing when you cover a trial. It's crazy. All right. Boom. All right. Let's get it. We're going to start with our first story. Honey's up in the chat for y'all. Continue to speak freely. And we'll talk about it. Salutes to y'all. Honey's up in the chat. Let me check the Discord. I think JP still bullying me and cheating in the Discord. Shout out Tere with the receipts. No, Nestor Isidro Perez Salas in the BOP registry. Okay? Salute Tere. Boom. Let's get it. Now, Mayo, it seems like he's gonna do 20 years before they sentence him, right? It's funny how COs get confused and hit the wrong door to slide open. Just saying, yeah, he tripped. He fell and tripped and knocked that shit over. Right? Too much fucking information.
Too much information and shit.
All right, let's get it. Hold on, what the fuck is JP talking about? Kenny, one time someone tried asking him to change his Scrubs hat to a Sox hat, and he instantly changed it to the same exact version of the hat, just the Sox logo. It was wild. Yeah, I could do that with this one too. Please believe me. All right? Please believe me. Let's get it. Uh-oh. Hold on a sec. I gotta fix my screen button. It's not working, and I need that to work. Definitely need that to work. Boom. All right, I think I got it. Boom. There it is. Good shit. I like when I learn how to do something. I used to have to shut down the whole stream to fix what I just fixed. All right, hit that like button if you have yet to do so. If you've been here more than 3 minutes, we've entertained you and we've earned it, and it don't cost you a thing. Let's get it. El Mayo Zambada sentencing delayed again in the United States of America. What's behind the second postponement? Second feels like the 7th postponement. All right, they done changed the color on his shirt. You can't believe nobody. The long-awaited sentencing hearing of Ismael El Mayo Zambada, one of the most powerful figures in the history of the Sinaloa cartel, has been postponed for a second time in a federal court in the United States, adding another layer of uncertainty to a closely watched case. All right. Zambada, who for decades evaded capture while operating as a top leader of the Sinaloa cartel, was scheduled to appear before a judge in the Eastern District of New York. However, according to multiple reports, the hearing has now been pushed back to May 18th, marking the second delay in just a few months. Why? Huh? What's the problem? Shout out there. Velez, you're missing your uncle's news. Hit that like button, y'all. The sentencing, boom, we did that. Let's see. No. The sentencing was initially set for January 2026, but was first moved to April after Zambada's legal team requested more time to prepare. That request was granted by U.S. District Judge Brian Cogan, who is overseeing the case in Brooklyn. Now, the defense has successfully argued for an additional delay, citing complications tied to ongoing violence in Mexico, particularly in the state of Sinaloa. What does the war have to do, if anything? What does the war have to do with his case right now? What? Oh, the war is happening. So what? Shout out JP. Not right now, JP. Please do so. We're long overdue for a Friday Live switcheroo, amigo. Give me some time. I'll give it, let me open the bar eventually, and then, maybe later I'll pull the switcheroo. Is it right here? No, it's not right here. It's in the other room. What the war got to do with his sentencing? Do we have any speculation in the audience of what that war has to do? Could it be what? His family would be in danger if he got sentenced? What does the war have to do with it? Shout out to that. Thank you, Sean. My exact thought. What does the war have to do with it? That sounds like a weak ass excuse. A less than acceptable excuse. Shout out JP. JP, I just appreciate the faith that you have, though, that I'm capable of pulling off that switcheroo, brother. Appreciate that. All right, salutes. One day I'm going to come on here with a non-matching hat to my outfit and see if anybody notices. Does anybody have any speculation as to what the war has to do with his sentencing? Upper echelon, if you still there, do you have any idea what his sentencing would have to do with the war? Right, he's in a whole different country. It makes no sense. Are there more people he gotta help the U.S. end this war? What's happening? He's not calling shots no more. You're not calling shots no more. Who cares? Are they waiting for something to happen? It seems like that, right? Are they waiting for somebody else to turn themselves in? Are they waiting for something to happen? Do they expect to capture someone? I don't know. Maybe that is why it was delayed. That's possible, I guess. I'm looking for, good reasons like that. That could be something, I guess. What that got to do with him? It's part of his deal. We got to make sure we got that in writing. Now, there's other regular, bureaucracy, red tape, legal wheels turning reasons that you've heard Jay Flores speak about. There's a lot that goes behind the scenes with making a deal, making sure that everything on that deal is right, and the language and the words. It's a contract at the end of the day, right? Supposedly. Sorry, that's a lame ass excuse. Plenty of people are being sentenced every day, and we was about to go to World War III. Ain't that a fact? Shout out JP. Ain't that the truth? OT, I missed that. Ain't that the truth? It's a lame ass excuse. I thought you were talking about me and my hat, man. I was about to go in on you.
No, mommy's wake.
You know what I mean? But that's a great point. That's a lame ass excuse. Plenty of people being sentenced every day, and we was about to go into World War III. It's still time, bro. We could be in World War III by the end of the weekend. Shout out Tere. Maybe Maito Flaco's turning himself in. I keep hearing that. I keep hearing those whispers just on the internet, and I don't trust the internet's whispers, but I'm with you. That could be a possibility too. What happens then? Because they keep saying, oh, Chapo Isidro. If dude turns himself in, it's Chapo Isidro. Well, why are we talking about dude turning himself in? Same thing with Ovidio. They delayed the sentencing until July, I think. Yep. He definitely don't have a sentencing right now. Shout out Shannon. Salutes. The whole DOJ is about that pedo protection. If Mayo liked them young, they're finding a way for him to get out. I don't know. I think they're putting them away too, just not themselves. Just not themselves. I highly doubt that would mean giving up the boss title. These men had too much ego for that, but that could be wrong. That too is a possibility. That too is a possibility. Football is just around the corner. Are we talking about the World Cup in Mexico? Could that be a thing we're waiting for? Because here's the thing. They've always said death sentence is off the table, but it don't have to be. What if they did that? You think that would threaten the World Cup? I don't know. I don't think so. Shout out EC12. Salutes. Yeah, anything is possible. Again, we didn't think that Mayo would get caught. And what do we know? And what do we know about Maito Flaco? You know, hit that like button if you have yet to do so. We under 50%. That is foul, disrespectful, disheartening, sad. All of the above. But what do we know about Maito Flaco? You know? We know this. We know nobody got left with daddy's plugs. You know, they don't got it like that no more. That's just done. What's up, Shy in chat? Just checked in and saw we are live. I already had a few, but I'm home for the weekend. Salutes. Enjoy your weekend, sir. Hope you got that money this week.
Million.
All right, to everybody else on the road, safe travels. Smoke them if you got them. Drink them if you got them. If you're sober, here's a hug from me to you. To everybody out there on the road, traveling to and fro. Safe travels. Shy, if I remember correctly, World Cup's supposed to be Canada, U.S., and Mexico. What? Those are the teams? I don't even know how that shit works. But I know it's going to be in Mexico, ain't it? We didn't think Metro would be caught either, and they smoked them. Indeed. All right, let's get it. Shout out Out of Power on the check-in. Happy Friday to Lawrence. Salutes. Let's see. Yeah, that's weird to me. I wonder what that has to do with anything. Now, the defense has successfully argued for an additional delay, citing complications tied to the ongoing violence in Mexico, particularly in the state of Sinaloa. I don't know what that got to do with anything. What that got to do with the price of eggs. According to those filings reported by InfoBay, the instability and security concerns in the region have made it more difficult for attorneys to gather information. Too much fucking information.
Too much information and shit.
And coordinate aspects of the defense strategy, including the preparation of sentencing memorandum. That document is critical as it outlines arguments aimed at influencing the judge's final decision on punishment. What? That sounded like a whole bunch of bullshit talk.
Bullshit.
I got to go back and read that bullshit again. Oh, there'll be a game in each place? Okay. All right. I honestly don't believe that Ivan and Maito Flaco will turn themselves in at this point. There's a lot of rumors, but I feel like for people like that, giving up power is not something that they do. They've done it in the past. But I hear you. The walls are closing in. There's no telling what to do. Oh, shit.
At Butanevrix8774 sent $5 on YouTube. I still think I am head of marketing.
No, there's no still think. Papa, you the head of marketing around here, bro. Shout out to Pete Never on the check-in. All right? The minister of marketing around this motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? That's correct, Jonathan. No, shout out, there'll be a game in every place. Shout out Pete Never, the Minister of Marketing. Let's get it. Sound. I don't even know what soundbite I played, but it be like that. Shout out Zoraida. You are Pete. Happy Friday. Blessings to you and your family. Pete got, that's your position's your position. Let's try this bullshit again, though. According to those filings reported by Infobay, the instability and security concerns in the region have made it more difficult for attorneys to gather information and coordinate aspects of the defense strategy, including the preparation of a sentencing memorandum. That document is critical as it outlines arguments at influencing the judge's final decision on punishment. Yeah, that sounds like a bunch of trash. Zambada's case has drawn intense attention in both the United States and Mexico, not only because of his role as co-founder of one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the world, but also due to the broader implications for cartel leadership following recent arrests and internal conflicts within the Sinaloa cartel. Yeah, just word soup. Word soup. After years on the run, Zambada was taken into U.S. custody in 2024 in a high-profile operation that reshaped the balance of power within the cartel. His subsequent legal proceedings have been closely followed as a potential turning point in the U.S. government's long-running efforts to dismantle transnational drug trafficking organizations. 2025, Zambada pleaded guilty to charges related to leading a criminal enterprise and drug trafficking conspiracy, setting the stage for what is expected to be a historic sentencing. Legal experts say the outcome could carry significant weight, not only for Zambada personally, but also for ongoing prosecutions tied to the Sinaloa network. So what? For now, the delay underscores the complexity of prosecuting high-level cartel figures whose operations span borders and are deeply intertwined with volatile conditions on the ground. Yeah, it sounded like a bunch of bullshit.
Bullshit.
But again, it could be just as simple as, we need to make sure everything is worded perfectly in our deal. Or it could be as complicated as, I got information to give you, man.
Man, too much information and shit.
Isn't it already too late for them to turn themselves in? Who else can they give up? The U.S. already has so many people cooperating. They literally have all of the big drug lords. And, yes, you're right. But we seen, these guys make deals that get family brought across the border. These relationships between these cartel people, who knows how deep that runs with these prosecutors, that they can get some kind of deal, something for their family or whatever. Remember, they've been pushing them to turn themselves in for ages. Now what? Now we're in a position where you turn yourself in. That's the end of the legacy's over right there. So you could be absolutely right. I mean, we run the poll all the time, Sam. Who's next? Or we run the polls, are they going to die on the field of battle, or are they going to go to prison? We talk about it all the time. And it's quite possible that they're not going to cooperate, and you could be right. They could have nobody to talk to, or to talk about, but there's always some kind of scheming and conniving going on, so who knows? We'll see. What other reasons besides Mayo telling would the judge keep postponing? Not the judge. The judge is allowing it. They're petitioning for it. The judge is granting it. Again, it could be as simple as his deal, or it could be as complicated as some dirt. Shout out Big June on the check-in. Salutes to all the usual suspects. Appreciate you. Shout out Velez on the check-in. Dogs are the best kids. Indeed. And, see, look, that shit translated it. She said, ya llegó el que faltaba. Feliz viernes para ti y tu familia, Velez. Bendiciones. But that should say, the one we were missing has arrived. Happy Friday to you and your Velez family. Blessings. Type that like button. I agree. I feel like this man, I think we underestimate the amount of information that El Mayo Zambada is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that guy, still got a whole lot in the clip. No, I'm with you, Sam. I appreciate the questions. They push the content forward. But I feel like this guy got a lot of clips, man, to save the rest of his family. In some way, shape, form, or fashion. Just asking questions. I feel like if they wanted to turn themselves in, they would have already done so. There's a lot of, might want to cash out first and bury that shit in the mountain. Ivan and Maito Flaco are like the leaders, so I'm not sure who else they would give up. Mayo and Chapo were the leaders. They ain't getting no, Chapo ain't getting no deal. Mayo probably got more bargaining chips than Chapo had. Maybe because Mayo's relationships were with Mexican government and Chapo's relationships were with the American government, the DEA. Maybe those two things make a difference. Maybe the U.S. is like, we're not going to fucking give a deal to the guy that works for us. He got too much to talk about. But let's talk to the guy that got all the Mexican politicians. Is that a thing? Y'all can tell me if I'm crazy. I don't have to believe you. You know what I mean? Shout out Velez. That Yayo had his old man nose disappearing and making him think all he needed was some Just for Men. Nah, that's natural hair right there, man. Man, genetics. El tubo. No, not el tubo. The pipe. No, mommy's wait.
No, mommy's wait.
He could tell on the government. Yeah. Well, shout out Michael on the check-in. The old man can on his behalf. On Maito Flaco's behalf. Shout out Lawrence. Love that Cubs hat shot. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Shout out Viva la Island. They all rats. It's down to deals. You get a deal. You get a deal. You get a deal. You get a deal. All right. Not no mamas. No way. I can give you my thoughts on this. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Do you want to do it in the chat or do you want the link? Damn, shout out to my hats. This is the second hat conversation of the day. Salutes. Instead of haber un 360, it's have a 360. All right, shout out JP Velez. Es viernes. Saca la bolsota. Take out the big bag. Damn. Primo on his ass. I don't know. That wasn't. Was it last time? Oh, you talking about the idea? Yeah. He bounced on us with the idea. I read that the prosecutors didn't want to give El Chapo a deal. I think the lawyers tried to negotiate a deal with the U.S. while he was still in jail in Mexico, but they refused. I'm saying. Link, but I need 5 minutes. All right, man. They're going to put you on a timer. All right? Timer's up in the chat, bro. Hold on. Timer's up in the chat. All right? It has already started. Timer's up in the chat. Okay? Boom. Ahí está el timer. Fuck around. All right, let me drop the link. All right, hit the like button if you have yet to do so. Chai, when you put up a Spanish video, does it translate the wording for you? What wording are you talking about? Like if I put up a Spanish video where they're speaking Spanish, what do you mean? Do they translate the words? If they had the audio dub option, yes. The auto dub option, yes. They do change it. But I'll go listen to it in Spanish. But no, this is different. This is in the chat, in the live chat where I hover over it. And again, when I click on it and it goes on the screen, it goes in English. Ay, Velez said, ando agitado. Se me cayó la bolsa You know, I refill, right? I'm bummed out. I dropped my bag and there's no refills. Fuck. Wow. It's hard to believe because it's hard to believe Chapo because he's treated bad at ADX. Hard to believe. Yeah, well, they weren't even giving him a chance to make them believe him. You know what I'm saying? They were like, well, whatever. No extra pork chop for you, motherfucker. All right. All right, let me get this link. Bow, and drop this off. Boom. All right, timer's up in the chat. Timer's up in the chat. Let's get it. Boom, there's the link. All right, boom. Let's get this out of here. Bow. Let's see. Bet they're living in a cushy in jail. Who's they? It ain't Chapo. I don't know that cushy jail shit. I think that's a state prison cushy shit. I don't know how but then again, we have to talk about what was dude's name? Orciel Caldenas or whatever. Well, I heard he had a nice setup going on. We never got to talk about that. He had a nice setup in prison, a notorious setup in prison. Hurry up and finish eating, Jay. That fool was munching on something. Yes, does it translate the title for you? I haven't noticed that. I haven't checked that yet. Use Edge browser for live dub translation from YouTube videos. Shout out Picatrix. What does it do? It changes the voice? Because YouTube has a feature for that shit too. Use Edge browser for Grillonato's video. Ooh, I need that. Shout out Picatrix. All right, you got tricks for me. I appreciate you. All right, let me take a screenshot of that. And let me, because Grillonauts be destroying me, boy. And they speak that fucking hood Spanish over there. All right, let me drop this in the, I'm going to drop it in the main chat. I'll save it later. Boom. Let's get it. Shout out Roofer on the check-in. Shout out Picatrix. I think Chapo's in ADX because of his history of escaping out of jail. Yeah, that don't help. That's why he's under strict conditions. He did it to himself, basically. Yeah, that don't help. He played himself. Played himself. Shout out Viva la Ireland. Money talks in every jail. Look how corrupt the world is. Indeed. Indeed. But I don't know. I don't know how much leeway they get with that ADX. I don't know how much money's moving. There comes a point with everything. There comes a max. Shout out Picatrix. It works perfectly. All right, I'm going to check that shit out. Oh, he's in here. Let me get him. Let me bring him on the stage. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, give me 1 sec. Let me turn this up a little bit.
Come on.
Let me turn this up a little bit. Hold on, right here. Turn that up a little bit. Boom. And let me close this. Wow. Jay Flores, welcome. Oh, hold on. Hold that thought.
Big Boy Trucker sent $25. Have one of each on me, brother. About to eat this Charlie's cheesesteak and maybe a few more drinks.
Oh, shit. Shout out Big Boy Trucker for the $25 power chat. Have one of each, my brother. I'm about to eat this Charlie's cheesesteak and maybe a few more drinks. Your boy's on a diet. That cheesesteak sounds worth fighting for right now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'll fight for that cheesesteak right now, man. All right. Salutes to you. I appreciate you. I will have one of each on you. All right, today we're going old school today. We're doing Heinekens today. You know what I'm saying? We're doing Heinekens today. All right, salutes. Jay, go right ahead. Let me go grab my beer. Salutes to you. Let's get it.
All right. Hey, what's up? Happy Friday, everyone. Blessings to everyone in the chat. To the usual suspects, what up? To all those people listening in, especially all those truck drivers. God bless. Be safe out there on the road. And a happy Friday. Don't drink too much. Um, hope everyone's doing well.
Jay, why they keep pushing this man's sentencing back? What are your thoughts?
Mm, well, I, I mean, here's the thing. It's the defense, right? Who's asking for it? And I mean, there's different arguments, right? He already pleaded guilty. You know what I mean? Like, so there's could be a bunch of different arguments with the wording. I don't know why they keep using that excuse, but I did think of something because this is the defense wanting time, and I just don't see my own cooperating. But if they were trying to work out a deal for his son to turn himself in, then this is why they'd be prolonging it.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It would make sense, right? That's what they're saying. Well, there's fighting going on. We can't get this stuff going. The violence or whatever, right? They can't get their stuff together in Mexico because maybe he will cooperate for his son. Oh, for now he will. Now that he's in handcuffs, he will absolutely. As you know, you just finished the Traidor, the book, The Traitor, and he was willing to cooperate for his son while he was free, but he was not turning himself in. But now that he's in prison, and he's a very self-aware man. He knows, he ain't coming out, right? He's a realist, you know what I'm saying? Like a realist is like self-aware, like he knows who he is. He's seen, just imagine he's seen how many people, went through this already.
He's not in the business of lying to himself.
He's not anymore. He's one of those individuals where he's very self-aware. Like I told you before, he's the type of person that would have said, "Yeah, I was scared this time. I was poor here. I had money here." Then he's not he's not someone who hides from these things. So I could imagine that maybe they could be working something out for his son to turn himself in, and going back and forth on deals and what could he give in return. Maybe that could be a reason why the defense is kind of begging for postpone.
Let me ask you something. You say you don't see yourself saying that Mayo's gonna cooperate, and I want to understand why. Because after reading the Traidor, his son told me he's been cooperating for 50 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? Is there a difference between those two types of cooperation that makes you think that he's not willing to, cooperate now, especially when he's the last vault of so much sensitive information for so many years in Mexico? We lost him. I stumped him, y'all. I stumped him. Finally, bro. Finally got this dude to break. He got no answers. Are you there? Shout out to the chat. Salute Picker Tricks. It's because he's high profile criminal with a high profile case. Same way they used to send high profile cases to Alcatraz Island. It's a max security prison. It did it for me, so I had to add Spanish to my preferred languages in my settings, and it fixed it. I don't know if that'll help the chat. Doesn't hurt to try. I gotta figure out something. Where did you do it? Preferred languages. Bet.
Could you hear me now, Trey?
Now I can. Yes.
Yeah, you know what? I was about to tell you hold on, and somehow the line picked up.
Dan, you didn't hear my cool ass delivery? Oh man, I gave the coolest delivery. So my question was, I hear you say that Mayo, you don't think he'll cooperate, right? But from reading the Traidor book, if you ask me, he's been cooperating for 50 years.
Yeah.
Now, is there a difference between what he was doing there and what people think he'll do in this case that makes you feel that way, that he won't, cooperate in this situation?
Well, it's great to talk about this on Snitching Friday, right? Well, yeah, it doesn't change the fact that he's been a snitch, but remember, when the world's watching and it's not behind closed doors, right? Mm-hmm. It's different. But I just think that when I say he's being self-aware and he understands that he's not coming out, then there's no incentive, Like, what does he get out of it?
Right.
What does he get out of it? Like, do I believe that Chapo would have, yeah, Chapo for sure tried, but they're not trying to hear it. And, when I hear people speak about the ADX, and look, the ADX was made for people like Chapo. They made those prisons for people like Chapo, so that one day they could house people like him there, He ain't coming out of there. So I keep saying there's no incentive for Mayo to sit down and just, you don't just sit down and give him something for nothing.
So at the end of the day, it's about value, the value in the information. So if it saves his son, you say he might be willing.
Yeah, if it's gonna help his son out,
right?
Absolutely, for sure. Because he's. I mean, he has nothing to lose anymore. Shy. He has nothing to lose. Look, him pleading guilty that fast was basically showing the government, look, I'm not gonna waste your time. I know what it is. Now, the information that they get from him, I think it would be valuable enough to help his son out. And remember, the reason why Ovidio's and Joaquin's sentences are going to get postponed is because they're going to get the credit. So when he pleads guilty or whatever he does that make sense? So he's not going to go get a sentence until Mayo's sentencing is over with.
Sealed. The deal is sealed.
Yeah, because and then the attorney will go up to the judge and be like, look, because of him, they got the biggest juggler in the world, and so they could get the credit, right? That makes sense to you. So all these people are not going to get sentenced anytime soon because they're all waiting to try to get, credit. Like right now, if you see that Erick Valencia pleaded guilty just the other day, it's been like it's funny to hear you like Erick Valencia pleaded guilty. You have Abigail Valencia going to possibly plead guilty, I think sometime next week or something. Right? And just imagine everyone else who's wheeling and dealing right now. They're going to push to go get sentenced right away because they don't want, the mental thing to be too far. You get me? Their attorneys are not going to want, people to forget that mental, who mental was, right? So they want to get sentenced while the news is still, hot, So that's why, even if you look, these guys, as soon as Mencho died, they say, okay, we'll plead guilty, I'm not saying that it didn't mean that they're not cooperating beforehand, Right. It just means that their attorneys are doing their job and saying, okay, he's dead now, let's get the checks back, let's get some credit.
Right.
And just crazy ironic, when I was running around doing stuff around the house right now and hearing just talking about, turning themselves in. Like, remember, when me and my brother did that, it was unheard of. Now it's like, we're talking about it like, yeah. Who's the next person?
But here's the thing, and that's why I don't feel bad when I say it. Like when I think it was Sam that asked the question. He's like, Shy, they don't turn, and not just him, a couple of people said it. Their ego, they're not going to turn and say, I said, yeah, it used to be the case. But now it seems like I'm backed in the corner. I got to save whatever skin I got left.
You know what? I think here's what's happening, right? And I think it's because of the internet, because social media, technology, right? And the times as well. Maybe me and my brother had a lot to do with it as well. The people that they'll lock up, really were like nobodies, right? Shy? We're like just regular drug traffickers, It's when they started like arresting more high profile, figures, it became a thing that now we're hearing more about it. But man, snitch has been going on forever,
Forever, right?
Yeah. So look, like just for example, I had mentioned to you like, Armando Valencia, right? Who basically he was the founder of the Millennial Cartel. Oh, it didn't have a name back then, but he is the the Valencias of the Valencias. You get me? He got arrested in 2003. He quietly got extradited to the U.S. and cooperated, and is free. And that's his son is the Cero Tres. And so it's always been around. It's common. Like you go back, you broke down the trader book, and you see that Chapo and Mayo have been a part of cooperating since the 90s. We talked about Pablo Escobar. Carlos Slater saying Pablo turned him in, and and so many other people that came before that. So it's been a common thing, especially in the cartel world. Um, in that world, that people have been snitching, and it's betrayal,
It's betrayal. Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
maybe I will tell you. Look, I think me and Mayito Flaco are the same age, right? So he's still young. They see that it works out for people, especially look who is worked out the best for the Sambadas, the Mayo's brothers out,
Yeah, they're all out.
Vicente,
Yeah.
Juanito Gordo, Serafin, the sisters, everyone's out, some other relatives that got like we all benefited from there, as well as other people from the CJ&G that you never hear, like Lobo Valencia, which was the head of the Millennium Cartel. After his arrest is how Metro got his power, but Lobo and a few other important figures, they're out. They've been out.
Crazy.
As well, so they know that it works. But there's some individuals like El Mayo Zambada, El Chapo, Caro Quintero, the Zetas 42, 40, all those figures, they're not getting out. They're not getting out at all.
It's a wrap for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you say? I had a thought. What do you say to the people that say people at Maito Flaco's level ain't got nobody to speak on? First of all, I say that the old man, like you said, his family's done the best out of this whole situation. Nobody got a purse full of gold coins like he does.
Yeah, well, because look again, guys, you see these names and you start hearing about different names, right? You think that Chapuisito just popped out of nowhere. When you hear about people that like Rene Gasta Bellos or whatever his last name is, and different, there's a bunch of real important, high-profile figures. People like El Músico. People start hearing about them, but there's a lot of real important figures. Going back to like these are people like just imagine like El Chapucito, El Músico, the Cabreras, right? Those are people that I was dealing with, right? That didn't have we're not common, knowledge to the public until recently. So there's still a lot of important people. And then you have government officials, generals, right? And so forth. So it's just imagine just the information that they could have, and and their rivals, right? They always have information on their rivals.
Yeah, everybody pointing a finger. But again, toolbox. It's in the toolbox.
Yeah. Again, we could make all those excuses, but I just think that, you know what? I don't know, Shai. You're a civilian right now, right? You're a content creator. I think when you speak about it, it's like a little bit different compared to how other people speak about it. Because I do sometimes feel like, look, Tekashi going bananas on these things. There's a reason why he's in. He's a rapper. He was in the life. He snitched. He got betrayed by. He calls out that everyone was fake or whatever the case is, including himself, right? So he has a lot of bones, but you see all these like content creators, like they talk about it like they're like that, And we talk about the Gucci Mane stuff, that he said I would never snitch, and now people are calling him a snitcher. And you have all these like civilians and people and women like, oh yeah, I lost respect. It's just so stupid. Like
salute to Kenny. This is Kenny's shot.
it's
Sorry,
just
Lawrence's shot. My bad.
About. It's a lot of things to talk about. And going back, even some of the stuff that we talked about, or whatever. What's his name again? The white guy, Shy.
Somebody said today, I forget who it was. Somebody said in the comments that we should have. It might have been Kenny, that we should have Owen Hansen on the show so we could sort through his bullshit. There's too much information.
All right. So look. You know what? It's Friday. I'm gonna share something. Okay, this is exclusive stuff. So I've spoken to Owen, right? And I'm gonna keep it real. I invited him to come to one of my seminars, right? And for real, it was just to see. Yeah, I had like Like, because I'm gonna tell you, and you know who likes him, who loves him? Law enforcement loves him. He's white. You get me? He
Why?
could talk. He's a
Oh,
great
because he's
bullshitter.
white and
You know what I'm
articulate.
saying?
Oh, great
Yeah,
white. Okay.
he's a great bullshitter, right? The shit he goes around saying that he didn't cooperate. That was so much a joke. Like he didn't cooperate in the cartel. Like you didn't cooperate in the cartel because the people you were dealing with is make believe. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I I kind of wanted to kind of for him to hang himself. You know, especially like I figured, okay, let me meet him. You know. Um, and I think that he probably could have known that, but I feel like I didn't get nothing out of me calling him out because he is doing a lot of positive stuff, and he believes his own lies. You get me? And it's like it's like I felt some of the same things. Like just because from anyone who has experience in that world is gonna know that the stories he talks about Australia, it's like it was this one deal over again, and you say you were making $1 million, a day, but you couldn't pay back $4 million,
And for those that don't know who he is, for a little context on what we're talking about here, we're talking about Owen Hansen.
Okay.
He calls himself the cocaine quarterback. Val let us know that she watched the documentary and the motherfucker wasn't even the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that he was a halfback, all right? He might have been a broke back. What do I know? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, once you lie to me in the title of the movie, I can't believe nothing else, Papas. If you weren't the quarterback. So
well,
anyways,
he's gonna
this
say
guy...
he doesn't have control of that, Shy. He's gonna say that.
Is that going to be the excuse? I don't have
Yeah,
control?
I think he already said it in the all the smoke podcast.
Right. I mean,
Hey,
yeah,
if
I
you
guess.
can, I'm not trying to produce your show, but if you can, you want to play that clip?
Which clip?
One of the videos.
One of his? We lost you. We lost you. Let me know when you're back. Shout out Sisley. How close are you and Jay? Close enough. Everyone else in ADX don't necessarily have a history of escaping. He could have been in any prison in the States and he would have not been able to escape. Shout out Lawrence. Modelos, what you talking about? No, I got my Heineken. I got a Heineken.
Well, I'm going to answer that about the escape thing. Is that was just said right now, Shay?
I had let the chat go for a little while, so I'm just going through it while you were gone. So I'll repeat it. That's Primo's comment. Primo said, let me pop this back up. Primo said, everyone else in ADX don't necessarily have a history of escaping. He could have been in any prison in the States and he would not be able to escape.
No, but here it goes back. It's because look, those prisons are made for a bunch of different reasons. It's not just escape. It's influence, okay? Power. They cannot have someone like that has that much influence and money and power around in a regular institution because they could, they know that the guards are, they're at stake, they're at risk because they could, either bribe them, corrupt them, or use their influence, in the street to, to plan an escape or something else. So that's why those prisons are made so that they could limit their influence. That's why you have shot callers, especially people who are shot callers in prison. Right. They don't want them to be able to influence, the rest of the prison system.
Right. How about where was that Ociel Cardenas guy at? He was in the U.S., right?
Yeah. So Ociel Cardenas, he was extradited and he did time in federal prison. He, from my understanding, I do recall that he was in ADX and he did the whole program. And if just going back a few years, I'm not sure you remember, but I think the Mexican mafia were extorting him for like $10,000 a month. Then he didn't want to pay them no more. So supposedly, this is what I read, and they ended up whooping him. And then he did time at different federal prisons. I see on TikTok there's a couple of different pictures floating around where he was doing his time at, and but some of those stories that were being told that he was
living a good life.
Treatment. Yeah, he got special treatment. I'm gonna tell you, it's because when you're cooperating and they want they need to get the information. For someone like him, it'll be very dangerous and too much work for them to be taking him, right? from one place to another. You get me? And when the government wants to take that information, they have to protect you. You know, they don't want it to be a movie. You know, just think about the movie Traffic. You remember when what's his name? The guy Flores, the gay guy.
I don't remember the movie Traffic.
Well, they're protecting him and they're like looking at his food and stuff like that, and they end up getting rid of him. You know, killing him anyway. But the story was, I think they had him in a like separate wing with everyone, and he was getting food and his own TV and stuff like that. And the reason being is because the government wants to come and debrief you, and they want him to be safe too. You get me?
Right.
Where he can't go eat at the cafeteria, right? With everyone else. He can't use the phone with everyone else. So it almost sounds like of course it's for our president guys, he's gonna be like,
hold on one sec.
Big Boy Trucker sent $15. Have one more shot on me, brother. Salute Chi and chat as well as Jay. Be safe, everyone, and enjoy life.
Shout out to Lawrence, Big Boy Trucker, for the $15 power chat. Have one more shot on me, brother. Salute Shy and chat as well as Jay. Be safe, everyone, and enjoy life. Salutes to you, Lawrence. We appreciate you. Thank you, sir. We'll have another shot on you. Salutes. I'm enjoying.
Yeah, big shouts out to everyone in the chat. Big shouts out. Where's my hater at, bro? Why is he not typing away, man? I miss when JP's talking.
Damn.
So God bless and blessings to him. I think I won him over. It's always, I feel good when you could turn your number.
JP always fucked with you, but he don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Hey, you know what? Before I forget, okay, so just imagine this: a CEO, all right, who I hate to say this, right, who might not be the brightest and is used to doing the same routine, right?
Right.
He sees an inmate as an inmate. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And then he sees someone doing that. He doesn't get it. He's, the CEO's basically giving his part of, what he sees, right? And let me tell you, the prosecutors, like when they're there sitting down with you and they order food, right? And you know how the memes are about here's McDonald's and
right.
For your gun. I mean, I want to tell you, it's not just because they want to feed you so you could be okay. It's because they're with you there all day,
Right.
They don't want you to be in a bad mood, bro. They want you to be, eating and have energy.
Well, that's the point.
And just say they're there all day and they're they order food, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna pay for your food. Like, hey, what do you want?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to eat or whatever? Because it's like they're probably gonna stay there, eat lunch with you, and you're gonna be looking at them hungry,
Mm-hmm.
So it's of course it's made out as a luxury or as a special privilege, but they just blow it up to be more than what
I'm trying to understand though your logic about the dumb guard.
The dumb guard. Okay, so
how did what I don't know what they allege. We'll go through the story another time. What did they whatever they allege that he has special treatment, whatever, what does that have to do with the dumb guard?
I didn't say a dumb guard.
I said a dumb guard, my bad.
Okay.
You said not so smart.
Look, this is what happens, okay? A lot of these guards are trained, okay? Mm-hmm. Especially with those who have military background. They're trained to do the same thing, right? They're used to seeing inmates doing the same thing in the same areas, treated the same way, treated like shit,
Right.
So, especially to one of those guards that is part of like the what do you call it? Like part of the union.
Uh-huh.
The union backs them up where they don't have to ever do anything extra. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we had one guard I remember that used to be like, my job is not to open the, gym door.
Mm-hmm.
That's and dumb shit like that. Shine.
Protocol.
So yeah, like they get all technical. So just imagine someone who's trained to see things, and only to do things a certain way, and then he goes and there's a, one section of a prison just for this dude.
You're saying he wouldn't let that ride?
And what I'm saying, he's wondering why. You know what I mean?
He does what he's told. Okay.
And yeah, it's above his pay grade. He doesn't get it.
Right.
And when you're talking, think about it. You're talking about a drug lord snitching. You think they're going to tell the BOP what they're doing with him? They're going to tell the BOP, put a special section, make sure he has a phone. You get me?
Right.
Make sure he has a TV, his own shower.
And make sure that fucking guard don't get in his way or we'll transfer his ass somewhere else. Hold on one sec. Coño.
Vélez sent $30 para calentar garganta, vaso de whisky.
I don't even like that word, motherfucker. Shout out Velez for the $30 power chat. 2 shots para calentar garganta. Relax. You gotta relax, bro. Fuck is wrong with you? Pause. Salutes to Velez. Go ahead. Yeah, so make sure that guard don't get in his way either. We're gonna transfer that motherfucker to Alaska.
Hey, big shouts out to Glory Days, okay? Yeah, hopefully they win so you can come back and
drop some super chats.
Yeah, drop some super chat.
Shout out Glory Days, guys. I'm gonna tune into the Portland versus Clippers game. I got a chunk of the game on Kawhi to knock down threes. Yo, he also said if I hit, I'll be back with some super chats. Bless. Salutes to you. Holla at Oso. He could show you how to do both. All right. Oso be listening and watching the fight at the same time. Papas, we got it. But yeah, I hear you. Go ahead, Jay.
So just like here's the thing, right? This is obviously maybe me putting a lot more emphasis on and understanding how it goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, like man, I'm gonna give you some insight. I didn't, my whole family was in prison, and by then Val had already done time, and I'd hear all these war stories from all my guys and stuff. But like when the first days I was in prison, it was harsh. You know what I'm saying? But maybe 2 weeks later, whatever the case is, man, we were freezing our ass off. I remember the COs came. We were in the shoe, and they popped open the chokehold, and they're like, I don't know what the fuck this is about, and it's a first for me. But here you go. And he had pillows in his hand. And they didn't fit through we had to make them fit through the chokehold.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, oh shit, pillows,
Mm-hmm.
Bro, everybody was like, what the fuck? Who the fuck are you guys?
Fuck, you getting these soft ass pillows for it. I tell you, motherfuckers cooperating for pillows right now.
Nah, listen, and I didn't get it, right? Man, big shout out to what's his name? I think his name is Ray, bro. He was a dragon from Milwaukee. All right, he had been in 22 years, and he was in the shoe because he was trying to, they had brought him back. I'll be honest with you, why he was there is another story. But they put him back in the shoe, and he was one of those OGs, right? And he was like, hey, yo, youngster, whatever the case is, he started telling us, like, don't worry, everybody knows you're snitching, And I'm like, how? And he's like, bro, pillows in the shoes don't exist. What the fuck you... And to me, I was like, what the hell's the big deal over a pillow? You know what I'm saying? Like,
shit.
And it made sense later. When he said that, I'm like, pillows in the shoes, I'm like, oh shit, it's the shoe, So it's just like small little things that we were freezing our ass off. I remember they brought us thermals.
Oh shit, motherfuckers testifying for thermals right now, bro.
No, they brought us thermals. But I'm gonna tell you this: when I tell you the whole, that's for another day. But again, it'll be again just different things, and people could be like, oh, you were doing it for that, or that type of stuff, or they just didn't get the reasons why. You know what I mean? They didn't get the reasons why, and at the end of the day, it's the Department of Justice, those U.S. attorneys that getting that information. They're going to call the shots, and even for staff, they're not going to understand.
Right, just do your job. It's protocol. Protocol is take this pillow to this cell and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that the stories are for people who don't understand the prison and don't understand that part of cooperation, they're just blown out of proportion, and then you hear these stories,
Shout out Lawrence, salute twin, born and raised in Chicago. Respect and love to you and your family.
God bless, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Shout out Zoraida. Charlie's Cheesesteaks is fire. Yeah, I need a cheesesteak right now.
Where's Charlie's Cheesesteaks? That's a Chicago joint? Or where's that?
No, I don't know what Charlie's is. He's like, damn, Shaw, you're probably right. That's when you bounce. When I asked my amazing question and you bounced on us and shit. That food probably eating. Let me see. Shout out Antonio Delgado. Salutes. All right. Shout out Big June.
Shout out to Big June, Velez, Sosa, Sorada.
Tony D. Saginaw. Salutes.
Everyone. Shannon.
Hit that like button, y'all. 38 concurrent viewers, 28 likes. Make the math. Shout out Michael J. Brings up a good point about buying time to work out a deal for his son. If you like Heineken, you need to try Chevar. It's on another level. No shit.
Yeah, big shout out to Michael. Yes, it could be a lot of things. But Shai, if you can't bring up that clip with your boy.
Which one? The Owen Hansen clip?
Yeah.
Which one? One of the latest ones that I sent you?
Well, bring up the one.
Well, let's go see what we can find. Let's go see what we can find in the shorts.
Well, listen, I played about the white guy, right? And you know, because she said those same things that he said. Yeah, he said that she's like, oh, I just like the way he says it better. We couldn't stop laughing, you know, because he's talking a lot of shit. But listen, I think this guy, he was part of that, you know, pill mill stuff from Florida or whatever. But he's one of those guys that you know, obviously feels like, you know, talks about snitches and he's, you know, because he didn't snitch or whatever. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I feel like I don't know what comes first, right? Do you like what part of being a man comes first? Like minding your business, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or, you know, to me those are prison politics. He's still living like in the inside world. Mm-hmm. But again, remember that's what his whole channel is about. Because I've been following him for quite some time. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of times when he gets into the rants about snitching and about this, and I don't really pay attention. Mm-hmm. But sometimes he has good he got good stories. I think he does. I'm not sure if he's still
Who we talking about? Owen?
The white guy? No.
The other guy. So he's talking about a guy that is his mission is to expose Owen. All right. Now, I've been catching Owen clips over time, and I don't buy it. Some of those times, the boy look high to me. My bullshit monitor goes off. I've seen a lot of fucking liars talk shit. And I just, you know, I keep it moving. We cover what we cover here. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about doing former Kingpin Reacts videos, you know, sometimes, I'll send Jay a video about something that I think he'd be interested in, boom, vice versa. And we'll run into some Owen Hansen videos. So now there's a guy that's basically on his ass. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to pull that up. Give me 1 second. Let me run through the chat, though, real quick. Valencia got arrested in Tapalpa. Salutes. Shout out Jose on the check-in. Shout out Zoraida, caso cerrado. Case closed. Just trying to do hood rat stuff with my friends.
But I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
Shout out Velez. That dude was not plugged like that and wasn't making money like he said. Dude couldn't pay $4 million back. Y acá los cuates losing $10 million y no se estresan. Why AI didn't translate that shit, huh? Had me over here fucking up estresan all over the place, man. Huh? Shout out Big June Velez. It must be nice.
Hey, Shai, before I forget, what's up with our soundbite with Amigo?
Well, when I got time, papas. All right? You want to hire me an assistant? You hire me an assistant. That should have been done yesterday. You know what I mean? Shout out Tony D. That's a dope-ass movie, Shai, for real. Traffic, yeah, I've seen it, but many years ago. I have to do it again and do it on my channel. I just
Frankie Flowers. That's the guy's name, Frankie Flowers.
Frankie Flowers.
Excuse my language. So Frankie Flowers will kill you or F you.
Who's that?
The guy in the movie.
Oh, in the movie? Yeah. No, I got to do that. I'm going to do that on my Ill Films channel. Here's my Ill Films link. All right, make sure y'all sub up over there. I just started Dear Nanny Killers, the Pablo Escobar show. I got 1 episode down to that, but I haven't uploaded it yet. I got to upload the finale of Welcome to Derry, but I'm going to get into that, and I'd like to get into Traffic, Sicario, all of those movies that I don't remember. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure I'm able to see them with different set of eyes today. All right, let me keep going here.
Yeah, I started to watch the Killer Danny's all over again myself in Spanish because for whatever reason it was in English. I couldn't stand it. It's a little bit more doable in Spanish.
Yo, the voice actors be really disappointing in a lot of these overdubs, bro. Because I remember catching Casa de Papel and switching that shit to the English vocals just to hear the voice actors. And I was embarrassed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. John Leguizamo, I'm gonna tell you something. John Leguizamo kept it real. It's you know what I happened. He kept it real about like all the actors that have played Pablo Escobar, and I would tell you something. It's like, man, they have done so many shows, so many movies about Pablo Escobar. He was like running them down, and it's like it's insane. But
He was a chomo. I just had to put that out there. Go ahead.
yeah, you know what? I just feel like I love that he's all about the Latin, community and putting in Latin actors on and all that. I just wish like the title sucks. You get me? You know?
Oh, the title is so rough, bro. The
Yeah,
title
the
is so
title
rough.
sucks.
I thought about that too when I saw that. I said, "Who cleared that?"
The reason I worry is because look, when the Latin, or Hispanic Latin people, gets a chance to, have a show like that. Okay, maybe I'm being biased too because we're in
You
the
got to
same.
give it every chance to win.
Yeah, and when the title is gonna make. I'm gonna tell you, I was seeing it, and I kept seeing Pablo Escobar, and just because the title, I just skipping through it. I didn't actually know he
Hold
was
on a
doing
second.
it.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
At OTOT 50 cent $19.99 on YouTube. Assistant Fund.
Shout out OT for the. Hold on, let me get down here for the 1999 super chat for the assistant fund. All right, we get the assistant to put the amigo on the sound bar and shit. You know what I'm saying? Salutes to you, OT. I appreciate you. Boom, salutes. Hold on, it doesn't let me reply to it though. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. There we go. Boom. Salutes to you. So you say you were skimming through it.
I mean, I was looking at it many days. Like it was looking, I just skip, through it. I didn't even realize it was Johnny Leguizamo.
And you didn't know it was a Pablo Escobar situation either.
I mean, I saw him, but it didn't like click to me right away. You know what I'm saying? And here's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, so it's great, but now that you put yourself out there, you gotta make sure you come with it because if those shows don't do well, then guess what?
Yeah.
It just reduces the chances for you to get a job.
Right.
It reduces the chances for our shows to get on because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And we're talking about Johnny Leguizamo. Maybe for our culture, maybe for the younger culture, they don't even know who he is. But he's been iconic in some of these gangster movies, And I even feel like, damn, I wish he would have been a part of ourselves, some way, somehow. But now he did that, you get me? But I like how he supports the Latin American and Latino actors and,
No, he's voicing it. He's speaking on it. And hold on. One more.
At Upper Echelon 37.95 cent $19.99 on YouTube. Thanks everyone for the support.
Shout out
Best
Upper
chat on
Echelon.
YouTube.
Shout out Upper Echelon for the 1999 super chat. Thanks everyone for the support. Best chat on YouTube for the assistant fund. We get the amigo on the fucking on the soundboard. Yeah, he's speaking on it. When you look at it, you see. I mean, and here's the problem with the Latino situation. Like, again, at the end of the day, it comes down to these producers and what they don't know. You know what I'm saying? And, perfect example is, and we speak about it all the time, just simple things like they'll be in a Mexican campo somewhere and they'll be playing salsa. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, we talked about the Narcos did good, but listen, in Narcos, all those actors were Colombian, Southern American.
Right.
And even in the Chapo series, the music was not Mexican music. It was, it was like a cumbias, right? And I think like he, I was listening to the Johnny Leguizamo interview, and he was saying that he really loved the dialogue, right? And so many things that he learned, and that's all great. You get me? But then some of the it's just some parts are disappointing. I don't want to ruin.
He sounds like he's trying not to fuck up his Spanish.
Yeah, he did a good job.
He did a good job, but he does sound. It doesn't sound as natural. And again, forget about sound. Everything has to come together. Like you said, man, you got to give it every chance to win. The name got to come together. The performance got to come together. The story got to come together.
But here's the issue that Johnny Leguizamo playing Pablo Escobar, he's not even a supporting actor on that. You know, he's not the main.
He's a guest star.
Yeah, he's like a guest star. And here's the thing: maybe the kid. I'm sorry, but maybe they should have got a better kid. You get me? Maybe they.
The casting is lead, guest star, co-star.
Yeah.
Guest star
Okay.
is around. He comes around every now and then. He's on the show. He's going to be there for a while. Co-star might be there a day, might be gone. I've only been a co-star so far, guys. You know, I've been a
Yeah.
co-star and a lead in my life. That's it.
Yeah, because I mean, he's the one promoting it, and he's playing Pablo Escobar.
Well,
But
that's how they get their funding, bro. You got to attach a name, you know?
yeah,
And shout out John Leguizamo for doing that. I don't want to shit on his performance because, you know, he did it. He accomplished it. But you're right. Those things have to work out so that there's more opportunities for things like that to happen.
yeah. So like, I had like a bunch of ideas that I really was hoping, and I guess someone was like, great mind think alike, but when they were announcing Emma having her own show, right?
Hmm.
And they're casting Rafael Amaya. Like that's who I wanted to play one of, like Tommy, one of my guys,
Hmm.
because I wanted to be mixed in of really good actors.
Hmm.
Like I keep thinking, what's the dude's name from the tax collector?
Shia LaBeouf.
No, no, no. The the
Conejo?
the the not Conejo, the other Mexican dude.
Oh, the Chicago kid? Wait, no. Is
No,
he?
I know he's from LA, bro.
I don't know, bro. What do I look like? Fucking IMDb pro? I don't know.
Yeah, he's a good actor. He's the one that came on Narcos. Remember Narcos? He was the main hitman for the Adriano Felix.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. So anyway, so it can make sense, right, Char?
Hmm.
But that's why I was kind of pushing it to be more of the American side of it,
Hmm.
right? And it would have worked out because the Mexican people would have been just on the backside of it.
Hmm. Shout out Horatio Pena. That's what I thought.
No,
But
no,
Pena's the
that's
Chicago boy.
yeah, the Chicago. He's from Chicago, not him. Um, I forgot
And you
what's his
saying
name.
that they maybe should have cast a better kid? Yeah,
Oh
I can
yeah,
see that.
absolutely, for real. Like that was out of like for sure. Yeah, so I think that you know what, but it's good. Big shouts out to him, man. I mean, he made it happen. Like today, he was talking about like even in Scarface, it was supposed to be a Latino film, right?
Hmm.
And all the main actors were white. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
You know,
Robert
like
Loggia, Al
yeah,
Pacino.
yeah. He's just making so many great points. So I'm a fan of him, of his comedy. But even right now, the most recent comedy he did, where he's like at a school. Did you see that one?
No,
It's called like the professor something.
no.
Oh man, bro, it's intelligence and comedy mixed into one where he's playing like he's a professor and he's has a chalkboard and he's doing like a comic stand up.
Hmm.
It's great. So I Carlito's Way, um, and all those Empire, all those movies he did. So
Hold on, let me run through this chat real quick. Shout out 298 on the check-in. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you for coming through. We always learn something new every time you're on. Thank you for your time. From Zoraida, salutes to Upper Echelon. So Owen didn't accept going to your class, Upper Echelon. Shout out Velez.
no, he didn't accept it.
Did he tell you he didn't accept it?
No, he had Hollywood. He had someone else comment on me. No. Hmm.
Oh shit.
It's funny to me though. But I'll be honest with you, maybe I had bad intentions.
All right, shout out HG.
And also, you know what, guys? Okay, so maybe this chat could tell me this. Okay, so look, like I did feel bad about Primo, the American Primo, about like I came in and like I feel like I messed up his plans maybe or whatever. That wasn't my intention.
He'd never
'Cause,
give you that. I don't think he'd ever give you that and say you fucked up my plans. He said you didn't shake me. You didn't do shit.
yeah, but just honestly, I feel like I don't know because I felt like I, I could be a spectator too, right, Shy?
Right.
But when it comes to me, I think it takes away from me because it seems like almost like I'm hating or whatever the case is. So I feel a little bit conflicted when when I'm not saying I could be the only one. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that someone's full of shit. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know
You're
what I'm
not.
saying?
It don't got nothing to do about you. It got to do with who you talking about.
Yeah,
I don't want to have. Maybe I ain't the only one, but I know your story's bullshit. Whoever it
okay.
is.
So like for instance, the guy that Johnny Mitchell had on Diablo, whatever the case is. I feel like he was legit. You know what I'm saying? He
I
was
did too.
legit.
I
Like
did too. He wasn't. He didn't sound like a glorification. He didn't sound like he was trying to get a story. He didn't sound like there was a punchline. He was like, "Here's this information, bro."
Too much
and the only
information
thing I
and
could
shit.
see with him that he lives in his own bubble. You know, his God is his friend that he was talking about Mexico, right? And he's it is what it is, right? But I didn't think he was full of it. So when it comes to the people like Owen Hansen, right? I'm like the weird part is like I'm gonna tell you how I know he because I felt like look I seen his documentary. I seen the shit that he was the bullshit that he was talking about. And me and you have a clip where he says he had 6 bodyguards in Guadalajara. Like that's why I had 6 bodyguards when I go to Guadalajara. Like it's laughable, bro. And it's like I mean, Shy, you never been to Mexico like that, but when you go to a city like that, like I don't care how many bodyguards you got, you're gonna die just with everyone else, you know.
Right.
But it's stupid that he would think that he'd be that important, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Let me
like
find some clips of him. Yeah, he'd be that important. And remember, there was bodies hanging from bridges and.
but I think I mean his narcissism it just screams out. You could tell by him thinking I work out. You could tell what type of person he is, you know? Like and they're just so full of themselves and I think about like damn, I guess we could all be a little bit narcissistic, but like yo bro, like whoever spilled these lies to you, you get me? You know? And sold you a good story because the stuff don't add up and now he gives advice on how to market yourself and how to brand yourself.
Oh yeah, he's
Like
selling
here's a,
courses, huh? He's top G, huh? Side G,
yeah, he
quarter
here's the
G.
thing. Could you be a motivational speaker? Absolutely. That he's turning his life around. Absolutely, that's great. Good. But I guess you could be all you could be when you could just make shit up.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I
that's
mean?
the thing. I don't want your fucking advice if you're a liar. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit don't ring true. It ain't it ain't no good for me. I can't. You're what they call a charlatan. You know what I'm saying? It's just a trick.
Yeah. So it's just like it's fraudsters, but fake it till you make it. Because
Fraud.
like I said,
Snake oil
um,
salesman.
Shine knows secrets of that we hold, right? Where we know better about some people out there, right? And you ask me a lot of times, why don't you expose them? I'm like, why? For what? They don't bother me. You know what I mean? You know, it doesn't bother me, but I also do feel like weird, like it, speaking about someone like that. But I think it's also like so much BS, and and the other side, I'm like, well, if it works, it works. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I think, like, look, even when it comes to Takashi, right? Man, I like he's basically admitting that he was fake, in the beginning, trying to blend in, trying to make it, right? I respect that. And then now he's all about, keeping it honest. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
He ain't saying nothing no different about these motherfuckers that I ain't saying that you ain't saying.
exactly, well, but he says it his own way. I wish he could just calm down a little bit more. But I like it, and what's gonna happen is I keep saying is that people are gonna get tired of the same old shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially with this Gucci man conversation. And we were having this talk. Is like Gucci man was supposed to be the man. I'm like, man, what do you owe anyone? You're a grown man. You survived. Prison. Sentence. You survived.
Man, but then but he owes all those kids that he's been telling to not snitch. You know what I'm saying? For 20 years. He owes them, you know what I'm saying? To just be like, now it's selfish. Now it's about him. Now it's about, who do I owe anything? But, the the
Well,
fuck?
it's because here's the thing. They're saying that he snitched because he put it on rap, right? So that means that Lil Durk's a snitch too, because he put himself on raps, you know?
Yeah, that's why they call that self snitching.
And you self-snitching. You get what I'm getting at? Like, because remember, like, I don't
But
think...
evidently the paperwork has the FBI saying that he gave a statement. And people are saying that is the nail in the coffin that Gucci snitched.
I
Then on
don't think
top
we've
of that,
seen
he did
that.
a song. Then on top of that, he did a song where he basically gave a testimony. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
well, I don't think... here's the thing. I haven't seen remember, what people saying with the internet, different things. I haven't seen that paperwork of him giving a statement, but I did see the conference and just reading between the lines. They have the video. Everyone see the video, okay? You know, everyone see the video. They have an off-duty police officer, you know,
All right,
who
they're
was...
popped on. They don't need him. They're popped.
Yeah, like
Yeah, they're popped.
you know, they have on video. They tied up a police officer, bro. You know, like, like, and then again, and it's like, okay, so he's popped anyway, right? And now you have this dude, like, he's gonna go on. You know, imagine how he's feeling. He goes on and he drops a record, and people are like, you're snitch. Like, bro, the crash dummy did it to himself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But on the other side of it, I feel like, man, I guess this is a comment, right? Like, I would love to see what the chat has to say, okay? And to when are you indebted to, like, the crabs, you know? The crabs in the hood that don't want to see you succeed. They're just looking for every way to bring you back down. You know, remember, because we all grow, you know what I'm saying? And again, sorry, you know, going back to Jay-Z, right? People say you change. You know, no, I changed. That's what it's about, growth. You know what I mean? I want to be more intelligent than I was yesterday. And, you know, I don't want to be the person I was 20 years ago. I want to
Yeah,
be
but
better.
it feels like motherfuckers don't make that decision just as a you know, a maturity decision of I've changed. Cause me, I don't owe the street shit, but I don't owe the street shit from a street level. You know what I'm saying? It's not like something had to push me in that position. I think that's what people are mad about with him. You preach this shit to these people for 20 years, and now look at you.
But you see, but I think this is why. Here's the issue, okay? I think that there's like levels to, you know, a lot of these, you know, social media and stuff like that. They were not around in the Jay-Z days, okay? And that's what Jay-Z's like, man, I don't owe anyone. You know, I don't go to the hood because, you get me?
Right.
I stay away from the stuff. He stays away from rappers. You know, he learned his lesson. That's why he cut out Beanie Siegel. And he cut all these people off because they were just bringing him down. And then they make you know, Gucci Man, you know, he makes the mistake of wanting, you know, to continue in that world. And now, you know?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't see it. Shout out Robert on the check-in. Appreciate you, Robert. Thank you for coming through. Long time no see. Glad to have you. I agree with OT, the assistant fund. Let's see what else. Thank you for sharing the knowledge with us. Upper echelon from Shannon. Salute, Shannon.
Yeah, my bad.
Hold on, let me see something. Going through the chat quickly. Again, shout out to Nene. Shout out Set for Life. Jay was all up in the rap game. How you feel about Pooh and Gucci? We just spoke about that, and we spoke about it a little bit earlier, so make sure you catch that replay gang. What happened to the guy who kidnapped Peter in Mexico? Lupe? My assumption is Lupe is in the upper room.
Or in the lower room.
In the lower room, but yeah, I don't have a lower room drop, motherfucker. Don't get him
okay.
Unless we got an assistant, bro. Don't get involved, bro.
We need to add that one.
All right. Were you talking about Pedro Pascal? Big June is asking. The actor? Is that you
Pedro Pascal. Man, and no, that's not his name. Because I follow his mom. She's like OG. No, whatever his name, bro.
Shout out Glory Days. Glory Days said, I'm back. We bricking them threes. No jodimos. Se cagó el gallo.
Yo vivo tranquila con la pena. Cagó el gallo. Cállate,
Kawi should have stayed in Toronto one more season. They would have won again. Upper Echelon, have you listened to the new Gucci Mane track or the Department of Justice video conference, Robin?
I did listen to the Department. The part of the conference. Okay, I think it was you know, not so. Like I didn't think there was much to it, but I will tell you on the other side of it, I listened to a track, like only snippets of it that were on TikTok.
Listen to the track, motherfucker.
Yeah, but it's still I'm just talking about just in general, everything that went down.
Shout out Yar for dropping the paperwork in the Discord. Do you guys want to go live tomorrow and cover this Gucci Mane shit, man? Well, at least get through the paperwork, and I want to cover a couple of things. I want to cover this FedEx trial with this fucking bastard that kidnapped the 7-year-old. I want to cover that, and then we could get into this Gucci paperwork because I know people want to talk about the Gucci paperwork. All right?
Bro, what is it with? I looked up the tax collector, and this guy's name doesn't even come on there. What's going on?
You probably thinking of a different movie, wrong movie.
You got Casper. Nah, bro.
All right, so hold on. Let me go get some Owen videos. Let's find the short joints.
I guess his name is David Cuevas.
Let me see.
David Cuevas, man. But why do they have him actor Bobby Soto?
Shout out to David Diaz, the boxer.
Bobby Soto.
Bobby
Soto. That's his name.
David Diaz, you said? No, that's
Bobby Soto. Bobby Soto.
Bobby Soto. Bobby Soto. Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Narcos.
Yeah. I watched a clip on him earlier. He was glad. Was it in Narcos? Yeah, I think he was glad for that shit to be over.
Yeah, he was in Narcos. He did a good job in Narcos.
All right, I got some Owen Hansen shorts here. Let's see what we got here.
Hey, bro, I think his mom did time in prison, bro.
Bobby Soto's mom?
Yeah.
How'd you get caught up with the cartel, man? How'd you get involved with the cartel?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, the cartel, they fell on my lap. I had an agent out of Mexico City. He says, hey, I got a VIP customer for you. I said, all right, well, let's bring it. And next thing you know, this guy's betting like $10,000 a game. I'm like, man, you got a VIP customer. Let's see if he can pay. That's the hardest part. And I remember coming Monday, he was down like $220,000.
Damn.
Time to pay. And this bookie, the sub bookie, comes to me. And he brings me a duffel bag, $220,000, takes his cut, and I'm like, man, this is a good customer. You mind telling me who it is? He goes, don't worry about it. It's none of your business. All right, no worries, no worries. Next week, $400,000. Boom, gone.
Damn.
Give the agent half his commission, $200,000. $200,000 goes to the house. I'm like, God damn, this guy's paying like clockwork. I said, this is a dream customer. I said, you need to keep this customer happy. Whatever he needs, we will provide. Finally, week 3 comes around. It's Sunday night. There's a 5-team parlay, and I go, okay, this guy's finally going to crack me. He needed the Raiders to cover the 3, and they won that game. And I remember I got on the phone real quick Sunday night, and I called this agent, and I said, hey, your dude, whoever he is, just hit us. He got us for like $280. I said, get your over here so I can give you the bag, and I want you to go Monday morning. I want you to pay him like clockwork, like he pays us. And sure enough, he paid him on Monday. And fast forward to Tuesday, and I get a message from my sub bookie, and he says, hey, my uncle wants to speak to you. I'm like, your uncle? He goes, that's my customer. He's like, that's my customer. It's my uncle. I said, what does he want to speak to me for? You're the bookie. He goes, oh, he likes how you do business.
How'd you get caught up with
All right, let's go get another one. Let's be with the bookie shit. Hold on. Let's get another one. I want y'all to let me know when y'all bullshit meter go off, though. If your bullshit meter go off, you gotta tell us. Let's see.
And like we talked about,
shout out IB on the check-in. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you for coming through.
That pharmacy had everything, had Adderall, had Xanax. So I had these fraternity kids say, hey, Dr. O-Dog.
Dr. O-Dog. It's O-Dog, bro. It's not just Owen. He's O-Dog, bro. Right?
And like we talked about, that pharmacy had everything, had Adderall, had Xanax. So I had these fraternity kids say, hey, Dr. O-Dog, do you have a way to keep us up for our finals? We need to study. I'm going to prescribe you 30 milligrams of Adderall. And I would literally go down to Tijuana and I'd buy like 1,000 Adderall for $1 a piece. And I come back and I'm like, okay, $10. And then they're like, dude, we can't sleep. I said, 2 milligrams of Xanax, right? Like, okay. They're like, fuck, this guy's great, right? So I'd go down and get this.
I was mute. Rest in peace, Chucky Chingong. I was muted when he said, "Hey, Dr. O-Dog."
No, I
was talking to the chat. I was muted.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Chucky. That's the last shit Chucky said to me in the chat. Shy, you're muted. Rest in peace, Chucky, man. He's the Xanax guy now. Now he's the Xanax guy. All right? Sports Xanax guy, the halfback, Dr. O-Dog. Okay? Let's go get another one. I'm just trying to get y'all familiar with him, his face, who he is. Maybe you've seen a video or two. And then I got some specifics to get into.
Oh, yeah. He has a documentary on Amazon called Cocaine Quarterback.
Cocaine Quarterback. All right, he was smuggling in Nike shorts right here.
I remember these kids I went to high school with were, gang members. I'm like, dude, I need a favor. I need you guys to hook me up with some blow and some ecstasy. And I said, front it to me. And they did it. They said, here you go. And I remember, dude, I said, I'm going to figure out how to get these drugs into Cabo San Lucas. So I did it, dude. I strapped on. I got our compressor shorts that we got on the football team, these Nike compressor shorts. When you go into Cabo, it's a passe or an alto,
We used to call those biker shorts in the 90s, all right? Jay had a couple pairs of biker shorts. He had some neon biker shorts, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? A little helmet and shit.
When I was a kid, they used to buy me bikers for neon ones.
Neon biker shorts. He called them compression shorts, and he hit 163 keys in them motherfuckers, man. And walked across Palo Alto with that shit in his pants. Let's get
green or red. Yep. As long as that thing goes green, I'm good. I was nervous. All my fraternity brothers are looking at me like, dude.
Hey, Shai, so you're playing the clips? That's what you're doing?
I'm just playing clips to get them familiar with him and, what he talking about.
Compressor shorts. When you go into college, it's passe or alto,
For whatever reason, I can't hear them because if I listen to the...
Oh, you get the feedback. Well, you can mute yourself.
If I listen... if I listen to the channel, I can't hear you.
Oh, really? You're on an iPhone?
Yeah.
Qué mierda. Damn. He's talking about, and I know what he said, when you go to Cabo, it's red or green.
At Butanevrix 8774 sent $5 on YouTube.
Shout out to the head of marketing, Pete Never.
Premium service.
Shout out to the head of marketing, Pete Never. Come on, Shy needs premium service, all right? Salutes for the $5 power super chat. Appreciate you. He talking about that red or green button. He says it's red or green to go to Cabo. It's red or green when you get in there, right? The search.
It's red or green. Yeah, no, it's red or green when you land anywhere or when
anywhere.
You're going in. Most of the ports, including the driving ones, you have to press the button and it's selective.
Right. So allegedly, I got up to that shit. I had my two cousins in front of me. You know what I'm saying? They crystal clean. Mm-hmm. I may or may not have allegedly, imaginarily in the screenplay I wrote, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Had some cartridges, you know what I'm saying? For the the little smoke machine, you know what I mean? And man, boy, they got the green, no, they got the red button. I got the green button. When I got the green button, I didn't even know what it meant. And the guards are standing there like, just go ahead. And I go ahead. And then I turn around, they got my prima's panties in the air. They're all in her fucking luggage, throwing shit around. And they're looking at me and I'm laughing at them. And they're like, you motherfucker. And I was like, hey, man, that was just the luck of the draw right there. You get green or you get red. Push the button, bitch.
Yeah, I think they would say that they could tell if you're nervous or not by your, or something like that. Your heartbeat, or I don't know, but who knows? It could be all like.
No, there's none of that, bro. That's just random, dog. That button that button is a relay to a light, and it just picks at random. That's it. Because I did it should have been in a movie. I'm sitting there looking at the green light, standing there like, what this mean? And they're like, come on, motherfucker, go. You know what I'm saying? So, fuck that. So boom, he's talking about the red or green, and he's walking through. He's trying to get into Cabo with some work trapped in his compression shorts.
green or red.
Yeah.
I wonder why
It's
he was trying to take work to Cabo if he's a plug.
Yeah, didn't he say he had to get that from high school? Hold on, let's hear this again. And you can't listen.
I remember
Yeah,
these
I
kids
can't.
I went.
Hold on, let me see. Let me try. Hold on.
No, it's an iPhone. It's not gonna work. I've been watching them Chapo trial peace testimony. Salutes. Theo got to be slanging something because that's a lot of paper. Which deal? What are we talking about? Oh, the paper he was gambling. Facts. Shout out Shannon. I saw him on a couple podcasts. My bullshit meter was going off. Red lights was flashing and shit. I've offered plenty of times. At this point, we doomed. JP, I'm gonna take your premium offer, bro. What are you gonna do? You're gonna take it back now?
Yeah.
I've accepted, motherfucker. The only kingpin in history who didn't know a guy to move his who didn't know a guy to move his money.
Yeah, you know what? I like just the white guy, the pill mill guy talking shit about him right now, just because he's.
All right, I'm gonna go
angry.
find that clip right now so we can
He
watch.
seems angry.
He's definitely angry. He wants to fuck this dude up. Let's see.
But I just think, come on, it's like even when you hear him talking, he said I was making $1 million a day and some stuff, like, bro, like, and then he says he's supposedly talking about he worked for Chapo's son, supposedly him, bro. He probably is like, for what they were moving, it's just ridiculous, bro, you know. And he says that.
Hold up.
Remember, a key in Australia goes for like $200,000, right? Australian money, you know. Probably more, you know, probably went down a little bit. It's like 150 or something. But just think about that. You know, he says that he has $10 million. It's $10 million Australian money. And he's saying that he doesn't know where to put it because he has this apartment. He does, like, oh, stop, bro. You know, like, bro, he's making it seem like $10 million is $100 million. Like, he watched the movie Blow and he liked that. And now he's repeating the scene, you know?
Right.
So it's just like, I get it, you know, I get it. Maybe that's how he remembers it in his head, whatever, you know? You're going to exaggerate.
I'm not going to give motherfuckers so many outs.
And embellish.
Nah, I'm straight on the outs.
But on the one thing I do know is, like, here's the part for me, okay? So maybe the chat could tell me, and you could tell me. I realized something. All right, and this is gonna sound really, really cocky, arrogant, whatever you want to say.
Come on, we'd expect nothing less, bro. Get to it.
It's gonna make sense to you guys, right? It's gonna make sense. You're gonna tell me, yeah, but like, okay, like maybe, me and my brother were just that, you know, big to relate to some dumb shit like this. Do you get me?
Right.
And since I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to call it someone like yeah, right, because it's like, you know, you're talking about 10 keys, 50 keys. You get me?
Right.
Like, could it be that? You know what I'm saying? Could it be that
you can't relate?
It's hard for me to relate because it's from the opposite side, not from the lower side looking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
yo, that's like comparing your story to somebody who's telling a story about them having a pack, you know, hit it on the block and they're working a pack all day. That's a different perspective.
Yeah, but because here's the thing. One thing I do know is drug trafficking, and I feel like his numbers don't add up. I made $1 million a day. I owe for all his numbers don't. And then, if you pay attention, like the runner that he said he had, the runner's like, I was moving 5 kilos a day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, bro, well, like, you know, I don't know. It's just there's so many things.
I'm gonna play this video of 8UpJ, I guess is his name, talking about Owen Hansen. This is what Jay's referring to, basically.
What? My cocaine quarterback, my guy that I looked up to, the guy I cherished like the movie Blow, is a rat? No. Guys, we've seen this come from a mile away. But listen, I got some clips coming of this clown. Hey, by the way, you need my grandfather's grave address? I'll give it to you because it needs to be pressure washed and repainted. That's the type of scumbag shit this dude does. He's the only person I know that's a kingpin for making one shipment to Australia and can't even get the fucking money back. Like, come on, dude.
I don't know the story like that. Is that what it is? He made one shipment to Australia and then couldn't get the money back.
Yeah, well, that's what because that's all he talks about, you know.
Yeah, I can't.
And maybe there's more, but that's all he talks about in all of the shows he's done, and it's the same story. And he's a great storyteller. Well, I've met people like that. Look, I try to, you know what, be honest. Like in the last couple of years, I've met so many people who are so delusional, right? Mm-hmm. And they believe they're, you know, but again,
hold on, you broke up. They believe what?
Say anything, right? Because he could be, you know. They believe their own, you know, lies, you know. Mm. And if I could say one thing that I know for sure that he is lying about and full of shit about is that the part doesn't say he cooperates. You know, I didn't have to
say that again. You broke up again. Who didn't say he cooperated?
At one time he was saying that that he said he didn't cooperate against. You know, he said he didn't cooperate. Mm. He said that supposedly El Jefe sent them people and gave them a list of people to cooperate against. Bro, that's just the stupidest shit you've like it's the dumbest shit you could, you know.
Now I don't put it past the Jefes to be a bunch of snitches too, but I don't know that he got that order.
No, but what I'm saying is like, it's like, bro, like, are you being ridiculous? If you're fucking with a dumb pendejo and you think you're gonna tell on him, and he sent the lawyer, he probably said, look, tell on these guys, don't tell on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I could imagine that. But look, one thing I do know when it comes to cooperation, and I could be wrong, he could be like, you know, the exception. Bro, when the government sits down, bro, they want to know everything. You don't get to pick and choose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who you cooperate. And it's as simple as this, right? He doesn't talk about his paperwork. You know, he doesn't even like to talk about, how he got out of prison, you know? And so soon, like, the government and those people, you sit down with them, they're going to get everything from you because as a cooperator, right? Mm-hmm. They need to know what you're guilty of. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You don't get to pick and choose who you're going to tell on, you know? Mm-hmm. Unless you're Vicente.
Damn. But what you don't get to choose is when you turn yourself in. Go ahead. I dare you to show up to this meeting, motherfucker. Yeah. Hit that like button if you have yet to do so. 51 concurrent viewers, 39 likes. Put a little respect on my motherfucking name, or we'll put you in a fucking bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all the donators. Salute to
look.
Go ahead.
I think, you know, just because I gotta go in. But, you know, look, if I have I think it has the same problem, right? That we've talked about this, even with TV and film, okay? Even like just a TV film, we talked about, John Leguizamo talked about how, you know, even some of the Hispanic actors were white, you know? Mm-hmm. They make a big deal about this guy. He's full of shit, right? Mm-hmm. Why? Because he's a white guy? Mm-hmm. The Ryan Wedding, why? Because he's a white guy? The stuff that was blown up, I don't, some of the stories that was blown up, I'm getting more, information about Ryan Wedding that it was like, you know, the 60 tons a month, like that was all, you know, exaggerated. You get me? Mm-hmm. But that's because the government made that mistake. And I really could imagine they just didn't read the paperwork and, you know, write or forgot it. And they just started, you know, mm-hmm. Sharing that information. But it's crazy because here we are, the Hispanic community, it's like they come in and they even steal that from us. Damn, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You can't even be the dope dealers no more, man. They got their own now, anymore. Man. God,
you know what I'm saying?
And he was a cornerback.
It's like, and again, it just tells you the culture and what's been driven, mm-hmm. and stuff like that, and what controls the market. That there's still a lot of racism and politics that go on in the film industry. And Shai, you could attest to that. You know it firsthand.
Mm-hmm. Hip hop too.
Yeah, hip hop too. And look, and even on the other side, when you have BMF, now they, Big Meats did an interview. Now he says, "Oh, the Mexican plug." Like, bro, you had a plug. You didn't have, you know what I'm saying? That's what you had. You didn't have a cartel plug. You had a plug. You know what I'm saying? Plain and simple, bro. Like
is that what he's calling? He's calling it the Mexican plug.
Yeah. Well, how about this? Like, even for them, like it's hard to tell the especially the hip hop culture, especially the black community.
that they weren't as big as they said that they were. You know, like one thing he was great at spending his money at the clubs, at the strip club, and the pop culture and all that. Yeah, he was good, but like it doesn't add up. You know what I'm saying? That he was moving 200-300 keys or 100 keys, like yeah, you know what I'm saying? But he goes from that to now he's making hundreds of $millions. Is a little bit like
Well, the argument that I see even within the community be Pettis, Craig Pettis, or Meech.
Well, Craig Pettis was Meech, without I here's the thing, look, bro.
Without rap,
without the rap, you know what I'm saying? Like Craig Pettis was a real deal dude, bro. That's why he's serving 9 life sentences. You know what I'm saying? Like and he was 100%. Like I told you, I ran into him in Mexico. Like he was, look, even someone like Craig Pettis was dealing with Barbie. So you see all the comments that will take it back. Oh no, he was dealing. No, Big Meat says that Craig Pettis wasn't bigger than him, but but Craig Pettis was in Mexico dealing directly with the Betrayal labels. You know what I'm saying? Through Barbie.
Right.
And if you were to ask Meech or with this guy, if they were dealing with anyone, they're gonna say whatever their man's was green eyes, and it's just like I don't know.
Did he have bodies on his case? Why 9 life sentences, bro?
Yeah, he had bodies.
Oh shit!
And because I don't think he cooperated.
I've never seen the movie. I'm glad I'm learning it's all BS. That cocaine quarterback. All I know is he's not the quarterback.
Remember, he wasn't the quarterback. Hold
on. Go ahead.
There's just so many things to the story that just don't make sense to I guess to anyone who understands that life or or been part of that life. I guess it makes for a great story. But even like, look, if you guys like the whole Meech thing, I think the story's been changing, right? Again, it's always like, the hip hop culture, just because he would, he made a lot of noise. And I would tell you something, he keeps talking about a family, like, and I keep wondering, like, he talks about what him and his guys did. Like, look, bro, maybe I'm wrong. Like, I ran, I was the boss of my organization, my people, my guys who were 1 in a million. Like without my team, bro, me and my brother would not been able to do anything, and I feel like those guys get overlooked too. So big shouts out to all the team that made it happen, the people that don't have the names, that don't come on and and say anything, right? But my guys, my customer base, they were my guys. You get me? It was a different type of teamwork, I didn't go around and say I'm your leader. You get me? Like no, we men. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just. I guess it's once you're there, you can embellish and and it just, to me, I feel like, man, I'm so glad that maturity and that growth and all that, because, bro, like, we get it. You threw, he Big Meech has a story now that he sees that he would throw out $300,000-$400,000 supposedly him in dollars, because it was like
the throwaway money from Blow.
The throwaway money. Hey, bro, it's so ridiculous, bro. It doesn't even make any sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like just think about that. Oh, we could do that every night. Like, bro, stop. You know what I'm saying? Just stop. Like, come on. Like, here's the thing. Now this is where I feel like, am I hating? Am I like, just because things it doesn't make sense. Like, you could fool other people, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't fool someone who did it. And you know what I'm saying? And there's no comparison between, I'm going to tell you right now, ever, for anyone else that comes and says that, Big Meech was bigger than me, my brother, Big Meech, and the BMF are bigger, like, bro, it's a disrespect, and, for them to think that I have to come down to that level. Like, it's just ridiculous,
Now that's me being negative.
But maybe he's
that's
throwing
not
the singles. They gotta get singles somewhere. It's turn the hundreds into singles or throw the fucking.
But here's the thing.
Cracked out
I
singles.
agree with him that singles are always, have been an issue. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
But I would take quarters and pennies, bro. I'll be honest with you. Like, give me whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll take it,
Right.
But that's just ridiculous. So, dollars, so we're going to go give them away to the strippers at the strip clubs, and we're going to go throw money and, and we're going to do that every night. Look at, bro, this is what he did. He of course, they were making money, right? I mean, then he had a good team that liked to do that, that liked to be, in the limelight. You take, I just say, if I would be hanging out with my guys and I tell them, let's go out to strip club, there's 10 of us, and be like, everyone has to spend 5 G's, 10 G's. Guess what? I got 10 guys. Guess what? Now we look like we're blowing $100,000. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just ridiculous,
Shout out Raven on the check-in. Salutes to Raven. I appreciate you. Hey, bro and family. Happy Friday. Salutes to you. Hope you're having a great day. Salutes to Raven. I'm black and I have the utmost respect for their humble, low-key movement in their active times. I hate show-offs and high-siders, and the twins were way bigger than BMF, hands down.
You know what? Wait a minute. Like, here's the thing. It's weird because like anyone who was from Chicago, like, bro, like we weren't, like, the whole city knew us, But I, even when you're covering Surviving the Chapo, right? And you would say, like, oh, they're out loud, they're doing stuff. But here's the thing: in my own little world, we weren't, compared to the money we were making. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, in my own world, like, bro, like me and P already had, a big ass bag, before I even left to Mexico. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we could buy cars and leave them parked in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, just whatever. Like, and sometimes you did want to do that, but it's crazy because just looking back because you were in, the city, Shy, and other people just could say that, but if you look at it back now, be like, okay, damn. They did a good job, right? Of not being as known as they probably should have been known, right, Chad?
Yeah, that's a difference. And again, you even explained to me, sometimes that was a calling card. See, you guys were living the life of motherfuckers that had successful businesses. You weren't living the life of the traffickers that you actually were at the time, is what you're saying. And I remember you telling me early when you first started talking to me, telling me how, it was a calling card sometimes too. You know what I'm saying? That shit helped make money. People see money.
Yeah. And I think, like, for instance, that's exactly what Mitch said in his interview the other day. He said, look, it was marketing. Absolutely. People know you, but it also gets to a point, like, that's not what I was doing. I didn't go out there to be like, oh, it's going to help me make more money,
Right. It just worked out like
I'm going to tell you, like, once I knew what I was doing, that doesn't make any sense. You get me? I don't go there, I'm gonna blow it. Like, that would be me bullshitting,
Right.
If I went and we did it just because that's what we wanted to do, because we could. But again, remember, it's like, it's a fascination that's how they talk about, how much money you blew and how much money jewelry you got,
Right.
It's like, I probably gave away as much jewelry as he ever bought. I gave him away in gifts. You know what I'm saying? Right. But if I say that, now I sound like I'm hating him. But I'm just saying, you give me but again, then I go back to like, who cares? Let him embellish whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying?
And if you're, let him embellish what he wants. And if what you're saying is fucking true, and you know that to be a fact, nobody else, you know what I'm saying? Nobody else has that experience. You probably gave up more jewelry, in just that first fucking $10 million debt to get your brother back.
No. Let me, for real. But let me tell you something. So there was a thing where me and my brother used to be like, we probably lost more money than we lost it. The money we lost is probably more money than what they've made. You know what I mean? Right. Those are for real facts. You get me?
Right.
Just think, if you sit and you think about the size of the operation, you think about who we were, where we were at. If you think you have money and you're running around with someone in LA, it's like, just imagine us. You know what I'm saying? who is, you know, who are working directly with the biggest jugglers in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know. And again, I will tell you something. If one thing, you know, again, that will probably set us apart is that, you know, our direct connections with, you know,
right,
with these drug lords, right? Like who so, you know, someone's gonna tell me that now it was them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you get all these comments to be like, oh, they weren't drug kingpins. Like, damn, I wasn't. Then who was?
Right.
You right? You know, if you were if somebody else was a drug kingpin, you know, what would I be, a drug lord? You know what I mean? Like,
use a corner boy.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then people who don't understand, I will tell you, is like, I didn't want to be a thug, bro. You know, and it just goes like, Shy, you probably heard of Kato before you know, heard of us.
Absolutely.
You know, because K, you know, well, K had a reputation, you know, but K was more loud. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, he's the loud one. He's the one that, you know, does everything he does. But yet, you know, we're the dudes, you know, with the bag. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how it was. But it's just crazy, you know. I see comments be like, "Oh, they were not even like that." No, we weren't. We were make believe, bro. You know,
made up, man. You're not even here right now, man. Made up.
You know, like yeah. We're make believe that didn't happen. We're not who we were.
This is on the psyop.
Like, look, you know, it's funny because I'm like, damn, you know, we were just runners. You know what I'm saying?
Vaya y busca las cocas.
And then sometimes I hate because then we have to bring the snitching part of it. Like I don't see no other runners testifying against Chapo.
Damn.
Or with phone calls with Vicente and Alfredo. And, you know, and Mayito. Like, I don't see them fucking, you know, having phone calls with them. It's just stupid, you know?
Yeah, I got to put in a FOIA request, man. I'm trying to get them phone calls, man.
Oh, man, that would be great. And then we got to, you know, I got something pretty cool coming up, right? Shay, you know about this. It'll be coming out soon. And you know, we'll see how it goes. I want to see how I did, but you know.
You just said a bunch of nothing, man. We don't want to hear your first draft plans, bro.
There's a big project coming up, you know, that I think everyone's gonna be happy with, you know. That I had the privilege to participate with, and you know, I'm excited about it.
Let me see what's happening here. Shout out Pete Never, the head of marketing, the minister of marketing at El Cartel. All right. Can you ask Jay why Chino got a live for?
Because he's a snitch. Because he told. I mean. So listen.
Go ahead.
Listen, he got a live because look, again, it's like the same stuff with Pablo Escobar and the Cruz and stuff like that. Look, first of all, because he's a snitch, and because people didn't like him, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the people didn't like him, but he probably killed people that, you know, that while he was gone, next thing you know, got, you know, some Jews.
Mm-hmm.
But from what, you know, Okra and Leak says, and he always has great information, is that Nini killed them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, Ivan didn't like him, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, come on, like, no one's gonna argue. He snitched, he cooperated.
What you got? Boy got what, like 6 years? 6.5 years?
5 years.
5 fucking, he got the fucking Sammy the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I got an issue with all them clubs selling out all them expensive bottles to somebody that called in and it's damn near closing time and that screw still ain't popped in the club. That crew still ain't popped in the club. Sell that, yo. Are you in the club right now? That's what's happening? You got those problems right now, though? Salute to you.
And you know what? The good thing is that it saved you money to buy the, you know, spend the money in the club.
On some fucking bottle with a bottle rocket at the top of that bitch. Pew,
bro,
pew.
Invest the money in a stock, I don't know, in something, and then go buy yourself a, you know, bottle at the liquor store for, you know, a tenth of the price.
Get you an $800 bottle that you could have got for $35. Right? You'd have gave Jay 35 in dimes. He would have took that shit and gave you the bottle.
Bro, listen, I did have stories. I would say we have to say some stories for the book and for everything else, right? But there's a lot of stories about those dollars and stuff like that. But maybe I'm just in the mood of talking shit, you know?
Well, this will become a former Kingpin Reacts L exclusive. So
Yeah, for sure. So look, I think that my issue would be is that, you know, it everyone could be whatever they want. That's all, more power to them. But the minute, I guess you say, well, I didn't snitch, you know what I'm saying, or I didn't do that. It just now it's like, but I did this. It doesn't even make any sense, you know. And I just like me, I think that when you put yourself out there, right, you put yourself out there and you gotta expect criticism, right? But one thing about me, bro, and Chai and the chat could attest to this is that, bro, one thing that we don't do is that we're not fake, bro. I don't lie. I don't fake. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because I didn't have to, but even then, like, I still wouldn't, you know?
But these guys that do this, they've been doing this their whole life. It's how they operate in life. It's how they've maneuvered the world.
But you see, here's the thing. It's like, look, I didn't know Big Meech. I don't know him, whatever. But then I already see the type of person, like, he lives in his own world, in his mind. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you take away, it's like, I don't need to be in the club to be who I am. You know what I'm saying? One thing for sure, I don't need the culture to back me. I don't need anyone. You know what I'm saying? You are who you are no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Here in China or in the moon, right? But it just seems like, the stories continues to get more and more embellished. Next thing you know, you're starting to hear new themes and stuff like that. It's just crazy.
Shout out Yard. Damn, I'm just tapping in. Smoked the wood and forgot to open YouTube. You fucking up, man. You open that shit, man.
Hey, big shout out. I don't mean to cut you off. Big shout out to Bebo.
Shout out Bebo on the
check-in. Yeah, and the check-in, man. Big shout out to Bebo. Knows what time it was. I did a little time with him up in MCC, New York. He's a good dude, man.
Shout out Sheldon. Shout out Velez. This Velez shot. Coño, man. Jay, the last time I was drinking and you were here, you were like,
you see,
Shy, you're not gonna make it, Shy.
Oh yeah,
you bounced, bro, and I was just
bounced. But bro, you were out the next day. You were out of commission.
Shout out Bucho. This dude thinks he's better than everyone.
Exactly. I was just waiting for people to say that. Nah, it's not that I don't think I was better than anyone. I'm telling you what I did better than everyone. There's a big difference. I don't think I'm better than them. Look, I'm not that tall. I'm not that good looking, My shot ain't probably there, but it is what it is. So this is the issue, right? This is the issue when it comes to like that stuff, I tell someone or I say something that is fact, like 2 + 2 doesn't equal 5, bro, But I'll say it equals 5 just to, so that you don't come at me, right?
You talking that Republican talk? You talking in circles over here, man?
Yeah.
Shout out Sheldon, Margarito, or Margarro, or maybe I was misspelling. I'm happy that you got all your family back. Salutes to you, Sheldon.
Yeah, thank you, brother, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Shout out Tony D. Y'all got me laughing. Tony D, $35 in dimes. He'll give you a bottle of hen. Fuck all that fireworks and shit. You know what I mean?
Bro, money out, bro. Like, bro, give me dollars. You, bro, stop. You know what I'm saying?
Salutes.
Yeah. Big shout out to Bebo. Hopefully you and your family are all doing well too, man. Blessings to you, man. I want to talk shit now, man.
But you're not. Are you in a position where you can listen to what we're playing, so you can react?
Oh no, I can't.
See, then stop talking bullshit.
I'm out there, so I gotta get to the crib to have the other.
Or just recollect the shit that you want to talk, and I intercut the video into it later. What else you want to shit talk about? We got a lot of Owen Hansen in there. I'll try to.
Yeah, you know what? And here's the thing. I think it's the documentary was a lot of it was bullshit. I think that for the most part he didn't bother me. You know what I mean? Maybe just a part of him saying, "Well, I didn't tell on these people," and
you know, the stuff he says about Mexico, like bro, you could excel
And
that
it's
shit
funny
to
how
people who don't know.
every time, and you know what? As a matter of fact, let me play the video for them. Every time he talks about the guy that he snitched on, he likes to classify it, and that's a perfect example of a tell. All right, it's a tell that he continues to classify this lawyer that he testified against or cooperated against as my corrupt lawyer. My corrupt lawyer. My corrupt lawyer. He has to keep telling you that so that it rings true that, hey, this guy deserved it. He was corrupt.
And listen, bro, the Department of Justice, the prosecutors, bro, they don't show up and see if you're gonna snitch, bro. They're gonna, you know, they work it out. They talk to you. You gotta sign documents. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they gotta prep you for trial, bro. It's like some of the things he says is just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe maybe it hurts him. Maybe he doesn't want to admit it. Like I'm man enough, you know, to say, look, man, I snitched. This is why I said no excuses. Look, I don't care if we all find out that everyone was snitching at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll still, even though you're reading stuff about Vicente snitching and Mayo snitching, Chapo, that's not the reason why I snitched. I snitched because I felt like if it was gonna be me or them, it's gonna be them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I snitched because I had to say some lies because I felt like I could change my life. That's why I snitched, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But because I got to see what everyone's seeing firsthand, I just beat everyone to it, you know.
Right.
So on the other side of the world, where all these people like love these cartel figures and all these people that they look as God, like, bro, they're, you know, I was a trailblazer.
Right.
So I thought.
No. Now you just regular. Now you just regular.
No, I'm saying I thought because Vicente and everyone was telling way before.
Oh yeah. So you thought, no. They was on that shit. Well, I mean, think about it, bro. Chapo taught y'all how to record that phone call, Papas. So.
Fact, you know, those are all facts, okay? You got a couple comments now saying, "Oh, now Jay wants to be talking about Mencho when he never talked about him before." Like, what are you talking about?
No, but those are people that are on TikTok, that are on Instagram, that ain't been to the channel, that are speaking without knowing what the fuck they're talking about because they haven't been here. And if they've been here, they know. Everybody here knows.
But you know what? Shy, look at even that. You know what? You have a recording that you shared with. Who shared it with us? But who shared it with you?
What recording?
The
Yard changes it.
Yard. Oh, yeah. Big shout out to Yard, right? Even that recording, right? On that recording, you have Musico on the recording, who's the head of the ABL right now. You know, you have El Animal, who was Chapo's compadre, one of the biggest, you know, cartel figures there was in the Sinaloa cartel, the most well known. You know, they killed his son, think it was Chapo's son, and, you know, so forth, okay? Like, I just on that one recording, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the stuff that we were talking about, right? Like, you know, I heard it was taking me back. You could hear Val in the background, whatever, but, you know, we're, like, if you see what we're talking about buying 800 keys, and we're like, you know, I will pay you the, you know, $8 million later. Now,
it's a Sunday at the kitchen counter having a piece of pie and the family's doing their thing and you're handling business.
Yeah, so it's just like, think about those things. And if you look and you Google Alfredo, you're going to see recordings with me and Alfredo. You Google Chapo, you're going to see recordings with us and Chapo. You Google our indictment, you know, just you know, who was on our case, who, you know, Felipe Cabrera, the head of the Cabreras. You know, man, there's so many different people that probably became a little bit more known now, you know? Mencho, he's been part of the story, you know, since 2016 when Val wrote the book. You get me?
Absolutely.
Like, you know, and here's the thing, and I said it again, look, the government made it about Chapo, you know? We didn't.
That was the headline at the time.
Yeah, that was the headline, you know, and I'm going to tell you what I remember even talking with 50 about it and talking to the whole team. They're like, don't push to change what, you know, that's a bet. You know, everyone knows Chapo is like, they're going to just always connect you to them, you know? So why push it, you know? Because I used to be like, nah, it's not Chapo. It's, you know, it's the Sinaloa cartel, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out Yard. Yeah, so Yard, let me break it down for you. Jay, are you able to get the 53 wiretap taps in your case?
You know what, man? Another day went by. Every time I call and try to get these, it's always lunchtime, okay? So
I'm going to set a timer.
Yeah, I have to call. I'll call Monday, and I already know what to do. The attorneys told me exactly what to do, and I should be able to get them.
That'd be the shit. That'd be the shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and look at. But I'm gonna tell you, even look at the stuff that we're talking about right now. Like, bro, I mean, I don't care what people say. Like, it is keeping it real because I'm telling you, look, my stuff is out there. This is what I put out there.
Right.
You know, and I don't hide from it. You know what I'm saying?
And you have a problem with the people that hide from it.
Yeah, it's because they're
especially if they're out there. They're out there. They're out there telling the story, but that's the part that they want to omit.
The alucines, right? Hey, hold on, Shai. Talk to the chat. Why? Hold on. Give me 2 minutes.
Handle business. Shout out there. Shai, you know that Republican talk. 2 + 2 = 5, maybe 6. Have y'all seen Cowboy Cartel on Apple TV? It's about the Zetas and the horse races. No, have not, sir. Maybe that's good for my channel. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good documentary. I was locked up with one of those guys. Oh my God, that put that case together with the horse races and the Zetas brothers and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good one. It's on Apple. It's a good documentary.
Shout out Yard. That was me sharing the recording. It was dope. Yeah, I haven't listened to the whole thing. I want to react to it with the people. I want to go through and edit it though for Dead Space. Did y'all review the recording with Jay? No, I just told him. Because I asked him. I said, "Is there a way for us to? Do I have to put in a FOIA request to get that shit? Do you know how I do it?" And he was like, "Yeah, let me see what." Woo. But then he asked for the SoundCloud. And then he went and he checked it out. So no, we haven't reviewed it with Jay yet, but we will be doing a stream where we go over that phone call.
Yeah, I think listen, I haven't actually listened to the whole phone call, but we should do that, Shai. In that phone call, I'm sure he listened to it, but we're talking about the communication between Alfredo Beltran too, and it's crazy, you know? Okay, hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm. We're the best channel on this topic. I'm sorry. We are. Right? Shout out Eros. Salutes. We just are. It just is what it is. Couple things that's gonna be happening on this channel.
Jonathan Pantria sent $2. Robin, I say this with love. But there's a lot of dumb shit you did back when you were active that we had to sit through when listening to Surviving El Chapo. 2 moments off the head is how you didn't listen to Saul and then the Mencho rescue.
Shout out JP for the $2 power chat. Robin, I say this with love. But there's a lot of dumb shit you did back when you were active when we had to sit through when listening to Surviving El Chapo. 2 moments off the head are how you didn't listen to Saul. Listen to Saul say what? You can tell me in the chat. Cause I don't know what story you're talking about. And then the Mencho rescue. Well, what was wrong with that? They got snatched up, man. It happens. Oh, they went to the same place. That's right. They did go. Shout out there. It took me a minute to get back. Had to watch NCA stepdaughter's performance. Anyway, I'm back. Salutes to the stepdaughter and her performance. Hope she killed it. No, she killed it. That's what we do. Performers go out there to kill it. All right? A couple of things that are happening on this channel. Cartel episode 6. Cartel episode 6 will be based on Mini Leak. All right. Cartel with 2 L's. The Tell will be based on Mini Leak. All right. Also, I'll be turning this live stream into an exclusive former Kingpin Reacts. So I'll put some work into this tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll be able to go live tomorrow night because I do want to get on Ill Crimes. Please. If you like what I do here, please follow us at Ill Crimes so that we can build that channel up over there where we deal with all kind of crimes, not just the cartel. Also, we are going to be getting into the connection between Colombia and Mexico on this channel, the history. I want to get that, so that'll open us up to more cartels, Colombian cartels. I want to just keep opening up the spectrum on the betrayal, the cooperation, and the bullshit.
Bullshit.
You do know that if you put in a FOIA request that your name is logged as public record, whether you get the docs or not. Everything that I do is public record at this point. No, maybe not public, but somebody's listening to me when I'm on the phone, when I'm watching television by myself. So it is what it is. Salutes. I'll put in a FOIA request if I'd like to get those recordings, and if that's the only way I have to do it. Shout out Tere. Only if Camilo was alive, he'd be roasting Mini League. Coño, man. Shout out Tere. Ask Jay if he met us Uncle Mono from Juarez, Zacatecas. Was the hitter from that area back then. Shout out Edgar Arellano on the check-in. Any relation? Salutes. Jay, don't worry about the cheerleaders what cheerleaders have to say, what you did or not. I know we're not proud of what we did, but they just don't know. It is what it is. Shout out JP. Shy. Saul asked for a specific amount of product and money. Robin almost got Batman killed and spent more money than he had to. With Mencho, the rescue, he went to the same place, started offering money. Oh, and started offering money. They told him, stop offering money. Shout out Psyche. Okay, kick back. Rockwell. Salutes. Yeah. They watching us, man. Fuck it. Public record that I asked for some recordings for my channel. I'll take it. Shy is definitely on and popping with the show. Keep pushing, bro. I appreciate you. Tony D. Salutes to you, sir. All right. Hope you figure that bottle situation out. I told you $35 worth of dimes. You got it. $35 worth of dimes. We didn't even get into the Erick Valencia stuff, but what I will do is this. I will take this former Kingpin I will take this live stream and I will cut it into segments. There'll be an Owen Hansen segment. There'll be a Valencia segment. Everything that Jay talked about, and I will intercut video and do whatever I have to do behind the scenes. Hopefully I can get that done, and we got enough time to go live on Ill Crimes. Please sub up at Ill Crimes. Let's build that channel. Shy, if I'm correct, when asking for Mencho's rescue, he even told his father or some word was disappointed in him. Someone was disappointed in him because of the situation they put themselves in. Yeah, I think what it was P had got pressed on his wedding day in this place. They figured out that situation, but I don't think he paid. They came back to that place with the Chinese guys that was dealing with them for the precursor chemicals. And they took them to the same place with the wives. And they got snatched. And then, yeah, that's what I remember the story, though. But he gonna tell you, fuck what you talking about, JP. You didn't have to make those decisions. We'll see. We'll see. I'll ask him when he comes back. Unless we hang up on his ass first. He leave us for too long, we hang up on his ass. Can we get it's 48 concurrent viewers, 40 likes. Hit that like button if you have yet to do. So if you've been here more than 5 minutes, we've entertained you. The least you can do is give us that free like. I'm trying to get to 50. Can we get to 50? Come on, man. I got to get a couple more episodes of that Dear Killer Nannies under my belt before I release it on Ill Films. Make sure you sub up over there if you like films and TV. I'm currently working on shout out Zoraida. I'm working on Mayor of Kingstown episode season 2. I got to get a couple of those under the belt before I start releasing them, and I got to drop the finale of Welcome to Derry. See if I get that edited tonight. All right, but we need to do a proper form of Kingpin Reacts where he has the videos, he's able to watch them, and he's able to give his thoughts on it. That's an insight that you can't get from many people that are on the internet, if any at all. I challenge you to find somebody. I challenge you to find somebody that's been standing next to where Jay's and P's been at to, give the insight that they're giving. Salute to the people hitting that like button. All right, here. He gone. I could get into this Erick Valencia stuff. Let's get it. That way, at least I got it. I can edit it. It's a short... Cowboy Cartel is dope. You'll like it, Shy. It's only 4 episodes. All right, I'll look into it. Let's get it. Erick Valencia, known as El 85 of the CJNG, pleads guilty in the U.S. Today, Erick Valencia Salazar, co-founder of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, known by the aliases of El 85 or El Matazetas, pleaded guilty to cocaine trafficking. He is seeking procedural benefit or a reduction in his sentence, the details of which are scheduled to be announced on July 31st of this year. Pleaded guilty, is seeking a procedural benefit or reduction in his sentence. Erick Valencia Salazar pleaded guilty to trafficking cocaine from Mexico into the United States. A native of Jalisco, he was an associate of Mexican criminals such as Ignacio Nacho Coronel Villarreal and Oscar El Lobo Nava Valencia, and he played a role in the founding of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. This Tuesday, he appeared before Judge James Boasberg at the courthouse in Washington, D.C., operating under the alias El 85, El 85. He was arrested in Mexico on 2 occasions. In 2000, what kind of fucking alias is that? Appearing or operating under the alias of 85. I mean, yeah, that's his alias. This Tuesday, he appeared before the judge at the courthouse, operating under the alias 85. He was arrested. Okay, I'm sorry. That was 2 different things. Operating under the alias El 85, he was arrested in Mexico on 2 occasions. I had a couple of drinks. In 2012 in Zapopan, Jalisco, and in 2022 in Tapalpa, the same municipality where El Mencho was killed. Valencia faced only 1 charge, cocaine trafficking, to which he pleaded guilty more than a year after being extradited. The plea agreement aims to secure a reduction in his sentence or grant him procedural benefits. However, he became involved in cocaine trafficking as an operative for Ignacio Coronel, alongside former leaders of the Millennial Cartel, Oscar and Juan Carlos Valencia, known as El Lobo and El Tigre, and that he has also participated in the founding of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, alongside Nemesio Ceguera Cervantes, alias El Mencho. This alliance reportedly lasted until the latter, El Mencho, betrayed El 85 by handing him over to Mexican authorities in 2012. What the fuck does he owe them? They turned him in, bro. What the fuck does he owe them? Consequently, after securing his release due to procedural errors in his case, Valencia joined the CJNG splinter group known as the Nueva Plaza Cartel, which sought to curb the Jalisco Cartel's expansion, remaining active until his most recent arrest in 2022. Valencia Salazar is scheduled to be sentenced on July 31st. By that date, both the defense and the U.S. prosecution must have submitted their respective sentencing memoranda. What they're going to say, oh, we got to push it back because Mencho died? That sounds like what they're doing with this, mentioning the war in Sinaloa for Mayo's shit getting pushed back. Like, what's the point? Like when I asked if he really wanted to be saved, I believe the secretary said something like, your father's disappointed in you. All I know is we can go to the playlist where you point that shit out. You got to give me timestamps because I don't know what you're talking about. You can't expect me to go through the Rolodex right now. I believe the secretary said something like, your father's disappointed in you. Yeah, their father was disappointed in them for all the wrong reasons. I'm disappointed in their father. Like, what do you want, Salute JP. Compa, random question. What's your favorite corrido? And maybe you could do some breakdowns and see if the song matches the reality. That is already a plan, Edgar. We've already have a channel in the Discord where people have been sending me corridos. Jay has been sending me corridos. And we will be doing a series where we break down the corridos and, see what was bullshit. And just explore these people's egos, Shout out Zoraida. Hit that like button. It's free. Mayor Kingstown. Salutes. Shy, you watch 000? Yeah, no, but it's on the list to be done for the channel. Nobody's going to watch me do that reaction, but I want to watch the show. So it's only 1 season, so I'm going to do it for my Ill Films channel. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do Mob. Here's the problem. It's going to be a while before they drop because I have to mix it in. I can't do all crime shows at the same time, but I do want to watch that show, so I'm going to film these episodes, and I'll be releasing them on my Ill Films channel. Shout out Zorada. Faculties, as Jonathan would say, my little faculty, you know what I'm saying? There's a little faculty situation going on there. All right? I didn't see that period and shit. Eso pasa. In the words of my brother Oso, eso pasa. Let's get it. All right. Drop my last shot for Velez. We put Velez to sleep, man. Velez is going to talk about, I was paragliding. I was camping. Oh, shit. Where you at, motherfucker? Huh? This Velez, right? I shouldn't have to see. That's what I thought, man. How we got to figure out how to enforce that rule. If Velez don't check in the chat, I shouldn't have to drink his shot, man. You left us. You abandoned us. All right. Shout out Velez's last shot. We about to hang up on Jay Flores pretty soon. Hang up on his ass. Oh shit! Velez said I've been here, motherfucker.
I'm in your bubble. I'm in your bubble.
When I say secretary and father, I'm talking about mental saving. I'm not sure if Chopper was considered the father, but whoever was on the phone, yeah, they'd be like, let me talk to my dad. But I'd never bring up Robin, actual father recipe. No, that's what I thought you were talking about. Because, he was disappointed in the member. He said they could be everything but a snitch and a homosexual. And a gang member. That was it. Those were his rules. That must have been hard. Shout out Jonathan. That must have been hard for them, especially when they couldn't convince him to go with them and didn't have a good outcome. No, it's horrible. That's the game. Right? That's what they say. Shout out to Velez's last shot. Salutes. Coño, man. I cumplido mi condena. And I'm hydrated. Salutes to Ivy. Alright. Ya que estamos aquí. And look, he hung up on us before I could hang up on him. Coño, man. Let's since we read that, let's go to this and we probably lost Shannon by this point, but let's go to the list, man. There's a list of rules, right? There's a list of cartel rules. Yo, see, this guy's wilding right now. Shout out Valer, la garganta caliente, wilding out, boy. We might have to put him in the bathroom for a minute or two. Valer's pulls a Jonathan popping out the bushes. JP, you borrowed this motherfucker your ghillie suit, man. You gotta relax. The smut be real. So I got some snickerdoodle cookies right there. I want to eat them bitches. La dieta, fuck la dieta, okay? Right? 2 days. I can't take it no more. It's torture. I want the snickerdoodle cookies. I got to get it out the house, right? I got to eat all the junk food. Got to get it out the house. Problem is, I go see my mom and shit. She want to give me a bag and shit. You know? All right, let's get it, man. We got a list of cartel rules, all right? Let's see who follows these rules. Let's see how this works. Who are the rules for should be the first question, but let's get it. Authorities bust Sinaloa cartel's Mayo's kidnapping cell in Chiapas. Find cartel guidelines and rules. They got a kidnapping. The Mayos got a kidnapping cell. If they got a kidnapping cell, and who are they kidnapping? Are they kidnapping people in the game, or are they kidnapping women and children? If they're kidnapping women and children, take the hat off, throw that shit in the garbage, and that's it. Chiapas authorities arrested a Sinaloa cartel kidnapping cell, freeing 5 captives in Acacoyagua, Chiapas. Right? On Thursday, 2 men were arrested with firearms, tactical gear, and most notably 2 posters outlining rules and standards for members of the kidnapping ring. Oh, this should be interesting. Make me want to break a face. All right? Make me want to break a face. No. Just say no, Shy. The crack addiction is real. I gotta get the crack out the house first. But she gotta stop giving me more crack. She's an enabler. Salute. Gotta get it out. The two men were arrested on the 26th of March by state and federal security forces at a safe house in the Colonia 8 de Septiembre of the rural town of Acacoyagua, Chiapas. 5 kidnapping victims were released, and 2 men, Enoch N. and Josue N., who stated they belonged to a Sinaloa cartel cell, were arrested. The men were also found in possession of a hat with a stitched logo of a sombrero. This Velez hat. A symbol associated with Mayo's faction of the Sinaloa cartel. This Velez hat right here, man. You know what I mean? Swanging. That's Velez hat right there, man. Swanging. Right? Gotta relax. The seizure of 2 sets of guidelines for guards of the safe house offers a rare inside look at the operational procedures of organized crime groups. What they got right here, though? They got a couple of hats. You know, a couple of hats. They got some knee pads. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. The garganta was caliente. What the fuck is going on? They got some knee pads. They got a shotgun with a grip, nice little grip on it. They got motherfucking pistols. They got 1911. What they got? They got some cargos over here. Another hat. They got some goggles. Some cell phones. What they got here? They got an old burner. Another phone. What's this? Calling cards? What the fuck is that? Some more hats. That just shout out JP Zoraida, mi querida amiga. That just say no is bullshit propaganda Reagan put out there.
Bullshit.
Hold on, man. Una línea de Dr. Doom glow in the dark Oreos para hacer the 000 video. Yeah, man. I wish I could do those. I'd rather do those videos. I don't like doing those videos on the mothership. I gotta get a setup and do it old school, how I was doing Surviving El Chapo. Do it from my chair, man. Tranquilo, fat. Lay back in my chair like this. I support the propaganda. Just say no. Salud Soraya. She stood on that shit, JP. Shy, did I hear a 6 logo? They better not be using Chicago street logos. Coño, man. No. I don't see a 6. I don't see a 6. I see a Beretta. Motherfucking 1911. What the fuck is this right here? I don't know if that's a camera. We got to see what the rules are. But that's too funny. My kid just bought those. My husband is on that Oreo diet. Ah, man. Tell Patrick I envy him. All right? But I got some snickerdoodle cookies right there. They staring at me. They're like, well, shut, dog. Fuck is you doing? I'm like eating broccoli and chicken. They're like, nah, no, you not. Not till we out of here. Shout out Zoraida. They got knee pads, Zoraida. What the fuck they got knee pads for, man? That just say no is easier said than done. We too far gone. JP, you wildin', and fuck the Discord, whatever stays in the Discord. JP get the double soda profile, all right? JP need a citrus soda and a cola soda all at the same time. He wildin' the fuck out. Me? Snickerdoodle, real quick. Shout out to Jonathan. I have faith in you guys. You can do it. Jay can't say the thing about my family. Something happened to them. My daughter, my wife in Dominican Republic. I lost them, but life continues. Condolences to you, sir. What? Why are they using knee pads for? Se le calentaron los gargantas. Shout out Sheldon. That's why I want to talk to P. We want to talk to P too, bro. Let's get it. Poster number 1, rules. Rules. JP, follow the fucking rules. Shout out Velez. I was tempted to buy those yesterday. What's making that shit glow, man? The fuck are they doing? Hit the like button. I don't need no glowing Oreos. I like my líneas puro. Poster 1, rules. It is prohibited to consume alcohol while working. Immediate dismissal. The question is this. What does dismissal mean? Does dismissal mean
Your services are no longer needed in the community.
Who the bomber clot?
That's what they mean? What do they mean? By dismissal, all right? Shout out Raven. Bullshit.
Bullshit.
So I'd be like, you could do it. Me too. I'd be like, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, I could do it, bro. Make sure there's nobody knocking on the door. Nobody knocking on the door. All right, hold on. We going through our list, man. I don't know and I don't care. If I could find them at night when the lights is out, we good. I could find them anyway. I'd be like a fucking hound dog. Shai, didn't you switch up the mothership setup because your recliner may have been broken during a filming of a video or live? Not sure. No smart. Nah. I switched to the mothership because it was just time for an upgrade. When I was doing it in the chair, I was doing it off a laptop. I was doing it with a different camera. This was a complete upgrade over here. And I still had that setup, but if I did that over there, it'd be a downgrade. I need this same setup mobile and over there, if that makes sense. Shout out that my whole family loves Oreos, thanks to my husband. My husband says he's going to die happy. Man, you know, hey, we don't do much, right? We ain't doing dope. You know, we ain't incarcerated, you know. Every now and then, a little linea of, you know, a couple lines of Oreos, and we good. We happy. Rule number 2. All right. Rule number 2. It is prohibited to take a civilian life. All right. We got morality. Morality. We don't take civilian life. It is prohibited to lack respect towards the family. Wait, what are we talking about here? Are they talking about the people that guard kidnapped people have to be respectful towards whose family? Their family at home? This is work, bro. You got me at work. Guarding, well, not guarding, but holding in kidnapped people. All right? But you're telling them how to do how to handle their household right now? That shit's funny to me. You must go to church on Sunday. You must only do 1 line of Oreos instead of 2. Shout out Tere. She gonna try the glow-in-the-dark Oreos and see if they really glow. Tere, if you can get a picture, we'd love that shit in the Discord. Salutes. Glowing-ass Oreo. Fuck they put in there. All right, shout out Crypto on the check-in. Crypto, I need some crypto profits too, bro. Salutes. Shout out from Greeley, Colorado and Salt Lake City, Shy. Salutes to you, man. Appreciate you. All right. It's prohibited to lack respect towards the family. Do not spit inside the accommodation or the green areas. That sounds like, you know, I'd expect you, if I got some accommodations, I'd expect not to spit in them, you know. I don't understand what the fuck that's about. Do not chew gum. Listen, if you can't pat your head, rub your belly, and chew gum at the same time, they don't need your services. Do not throw or leave cigarette butts or marijuana. What do you want them to do with it? You got an ashtray for them? Do not walk around without a shirt. Now, here's the question. This is while on the job or is this at home? Is this at home? Because I was talking about this with a homeboy the other day. I don't understand motorcycle clubs. Because they say they're against rules, they're against law, and all they are is a bunch of rules and laws, and they want people that don't even know those rules and laws to follow them, which is crazy. And I feel the same way about this. What are you talking about? You talking about how they live their life? Do not throw or leave cigarette butts or marijuana. Where? When he's on the street or when he's at work? Do not walk around without a shirt. Do not wear caps backwards or to the side. You're not in Chicago. They didn't do that shit here no more. Yeah. Do not wear caps during guard duty. Do not put your feet on the wall. It is prohibited to throw trash in different areas. Okay, what areas what does that mean, a different area? Shout out boxing professor Mayo, free him. Why? What he do for you? Charles Rada, Bebo, sorry for your loss. I can only relate to the pain of losing a mother. The pain never goes away. You just learn how to live with it. Like you said, life continues indeed. Shy, sounds like a mix of some street politics and Godfather rules. Coño, man. It's a lot. I want my fucking drop. Can I hit my coño, man, right there? I can't. You know what I'm saying? So I might have to put you in the bathroom.
Adios, pendejo.
Shout out to this list. They got more rules than my actual job. Listen, do not pat your head, rub your belly, and chew gum at the same time while you at work. All right? Don't do it. Shout out Teddy. She got a picture of the case, but she said false alarm. That shit is bullshit. He a legend in these streets? Who else is a legend in these streets? Huh? Who else? There's allegations of him liking very, very young ladies. That still keep him a legend? He's been snitching and putting people in prison for 40 years. Is he still a legend? I need you to tell me, boxing professor, because I don't know. Is this a real list, and who wrote it? This list came from a raid on a kidnapping cell. Supposedly they rescued some dudes that were snatched up, right? And they found these rules, right? All right, so it's prohibited to throw trash in different areas. You got to throw it in the same areas, not different areas, all right? All right. No, I got the list. Shannon just asked, what the fuck, where did that fucking list come from? But Shannon gets all the props anyway. She pushes the shits forward. Shout out JP, boxing professor. What streets? Where? You got to change your name. To be a professor, you know, you're looking for good intention. No matter what he did, he's always going to be an icon. No, see, so no matter what he did, and then I can't honor your opinion. No matter what he did. There's always a matter. Everything matters. Fuck you mean? Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. Chapo and all of them. Chapo's a chomo. Pedo. That ain't legendary. You know what's legendary? The nut swinging that people do.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
They're swinging on a wrecking ball of nuts. You know what I mean? About these dudes that wouldn't spit on you after they set you on fire. If you were a real good boxing, sorry, we look at your name and we see boxing professor. We think, how long have I been fucking out? We see boxing professor and we think, you know, you're the guy that's helping people in the hood, helping these kids get some confidence and shit like that. But when you talk like that, you can do no good for the children. So who's a legend for you then? Not them. Try again. Tell that shake my head. Do not blink or breathe. When? What you mean? HG, are you still there? Tell him. The nut hugging? How long was I muted, man? I said some good shit in there. You know, but I never get through. Never enough evidence. My bad, Shy. To you, this list is wild. The list is crazy. The list is longer than a motherfucker, too. We about to finish it. But I had to, you know, who's a legend to me? I'm not looking for legends, Papa. I'm hoping to help inspire some. You should be, too, if you indeed are a boxing professor. Real talk. Hold on, we're going to get through the rest of this list. I came in like a motherfucker be swinging, boy. He's your legend. Why? Because, what is he now? Muted just when you started answering him. Okay, cool. Let's get it. El Hummer, a legend. Yeah, okay. You got some catching up to do, Papa. Cartel del Golfo, other legends too. Woo, yeah, swing.
I came in like a wrecking ball. Chinga su madre, ya valió.
Shout out Big June. Big June shaking his head. He's like, what the fuck? I just don't be understanding it. Like, okay. When the market is red, it's time to make some bread. Free tip for the peeps on here. You too, Shy. So, buy when it's broken, right? Shout out Crypto Profit. We got to talk, man. Jump in the Discord, man. Here's the Discord link for anybody that want to join the Discord. We should have put this in here a long time ago. Boxing professor, you either a kid or extremely small-minded. Definitely no professor. It's a sad day for society. I say that at least twice a day. Big June. What makes them a legend? He can't tell you. He won't tell you. He'll just tell you they are. Let's get back to our list. We got to keep Zoraida laughing with this shit. Let's get it. All right, don't wear a cap on duty. Put your feet on the wall. It's prohibited to throw trash in different areas. It's prohibited to manipulate weapons, okay? The weapons are there. You have them. You have to use them, but don't manipulate them. Whatever the fuck that means. Don't play with it. Don't play with weapons. Oh, shit. This is crazy. It's prohibited to lose bullets or spent casings, okay? Whatever that means. I don't know hiccups. I don't need hiccups right now. It's prohibited to lose bullets or spent casings. It's prohibited to lack respect towards the commander, comandante. Coming up the way they did and building the business, what you mean? But do you know that they built those business by pointing the police at their enemies? Do you know that? Does it matter that they've been snitches for 40 years? No. You too small-mented to know what it is and takes to build. I'm telling you, you've never built nothing. So you're too small. You can't tell me shit about building anything or doing anything. Internet and real life, two different things, buddy. Miss me with your tough talk. Now you talking tough. I already know what you are. I see you. You know what I'm saying? The fuck? You supposed to pick up all the casings after airing the place out? It sounds kind of ridiculous, huh? The rules are crazy. Just as crazy as boxing professor. Huh? What it takes to build. What have you built, bro? What have you done? Huh? It's easy. If I make some bread and then I get the police to go handle all my shit, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to be the boss, whether you like it or not. I wonder if they know what shell catchers are. No, they just put that shit in a brown paper bag. Shut up, Big June. It's interesting and entertaining. Indeed it is, man. Never enough evidence for a fool. All right, boom. Never disrespect the commander. It's prohibited to shout. And in addition, in the different areas, it's prohibited to cut cartridges or to the commander. I don't know what the fuck that means. Immediate dismissal. It is strictly, not regular prohibited. This one's strictly prohibited. It's strict. And you know what? Boxing Legend, go to our playlist section and learn something, Papa. Right now you don't know shit. Shout out Tere. Yo, she's showing me a chocolate ass filling on that Oreo. Man, how is that gonna glow? They lied. That's a lie. She said won't buy them again. Yeah, they lied. That's false advertising. Shout out Bevel. It's interesting and entertaining, but legend, coño, man. La leyenda. That's been snitching for 40 years on all his enemies. He built it. I mean, yeah, with the help of the fucking government. I get it. That's cool. Listen, I don't give a fuck what you built. Once you got a 15-year-old girlfriend, fuck you.
Your services are no longer needed in the community.
Oh, shit. It is strictly prohibited to argue with the boss, not to be mistaken with the commander, okay? We got to get this right. All right? Rule number 36, don't scratch your private parts. Okay? Comply with the order at the foot of the letter without murmuring. Don't talk back. Do not scratch the privates nor whistle. Yo, I thought you was kidding, but you saw that shit. Do not make balls or groups. Okay?
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Boxing professor. Don't make balls, bro. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so, though. Do not make noise and much less chat with the radio. Okay, stay off the radio. We give you a radio to communicate, but don't communicate, okay? It's prohibited to smoke in the cars. Listen, we want the cars smelling good when we pull these drive-bys with these mounted 50 cals, okay? It's prohibited to smoke in the bathroom. Listen, we know everybody goes to hide out in the bathroom, but you can't even do it there. Y'all got more rules than jail. It is prohibited to drink alcohol as well as to smoke during service. It is prohibited to distract the guards while they are on duty. Who the fuck are these rules for, bro? Can't even itch the nuts. Strategy. Maintain constant and functional content with the following key factors. Government authorities, unions, indigenous organizations. Obtain information from several channels to assess risk beforehand. Active and constant surveillance. Stay alert at all times. Detect and identify any situation, movement, or presence that can alter or compromise the security of the area. Conflict management or threat to one's own security. If an act occurs due to one's own fault, request immediate authorization from the superior or act according to instructions. Daily reports. Submit a detailed report to the superior. Do not omit anything. All relevant information is important to command. Coño, man, I don't want that job, bro. It's a lot. I wonder how much they get paid. 15 pesos a month. Shout out Borregazo. Thought that was Joaquin with the young girls. Chapo? Not Joaquin Jr., right? Chapo? Yes, it was. But I don't remember which one said it. But one of the twins said here, and I'm just taking what they say at face value, right? One of the twins said here, specifically, he said, and it's not just the guys that you think it is. It's the Mayos. Remember he said that they would order young ladies out of a catalog? He didn't keep it to just Chapo, so I don't. Chapo, the reason I keep it to Chapo is because Chapo has a woman that's out there, which is Canelo's baby's mama. She is the horse's mouth, and she's the one that said, I was his girlfriend at 15. He threw the parties, and he saw me, and he wanted me. And boxing professor swinging off that man's nuts. Fuck that.
Chinga su madre, ya valió.
So boxing professor, get your shit up, get your thinking up, and then come holler at us. I thought it was scratch and sniff. Can't do that either. Can't even itch the nuts at work. Whoever wrote that must have been smoked the fuck out. No, because there's no smoking while you write the rules. Didn't you fucking learn anything from this, Velez? Goddamn. There's no smoking while you write the fucking rules. Gotta hold them itches. That's torture in itself. You torturing the guards instead of torturing the fucking prisoners. Know what I mean? All right, man. Salutes to Upper Echelon. I appreciate him for coming through. Gave us his time. He bounced. Don't put smut on Canelo. That ain't his baby mama. People allege. I don't know, motherfucker. I feel like I've fact-checked that. What you mean don't put smut on his name? Oh, it says she's denied that allegation. Okay, I didn't know that. You gotta relax. Papa, but he's the boss, so you can't argue with him if he smoke. Listen, yeah, he's the boss, bro. The rules are for you, not him. Fuck you mean? The rules are on the rule writer. Yo, I don't care when you mess with kids, you're nobody, nothing but garbage. Straight up, that I agree. Listen, man. Jay sent me a video of Fat Joe and John Leguizamo talking about Pablo Escobar, and they were talking about how his wife was 13 years old. Okay, so fuck him. You know what I'm saying? And people be like, "Oh man, he did some foul things," and they walk past that. allegations for many years out loud about Africa Bambaataa. I'm a hip hop head. Hip hop raised me. You know what I'm saying? And came up on Africa Bambaataa. Respect what happened for the culture. You know? But fuck him. He died yesterday. Fuck him. Day before that was the 5-year anniversary of the dog. So rest in peace, DMX. Forever X. Salutes. Can't believe it's been 5 years. I remember waking up the next day and saying I woke up in a world without a DMX. That shit's crazy. But Les wasn't paying attention to the rules, man. Like, man, well, they got to be smoking if they're making the rule. No drugs, bro. So it says she denies it. She has denied the allegation. Well, vamos a ver. We got to see. But yeah, fuck, you know. You fuck with kids, that's it, papa. You fucking victimize old people, fuck you too. You a dirty, filthy motherfucker. Women, fuck you too. You got no place in this world. You shouldn't feel safe anywhere. I don't want the people to feel safe anywhere. All right, we gotta look deeper into that. Well, anyways, let's take away the Canelo shit. That young lady said what was what, and I believe her. Africa Bambaataa had been accused by Hassan Campbell and by I forget the other guy's name at this moment, amongst other people, for you know, molesting them. Shai's not his baby mama. She said herself, but her and Canelo were friends. Okay, I take it back then. I retract it. I was wrong. Okay, guys? Not y'all, but everybody else. I am okay with when I'm wrong. I like having the right information. Okay? I don't want to be a jerk off out here spreading the wrong information. Shout out there to the fact checker, private investigator. Salute to Teddy. She even showed us that the fucking Oreo is just a double chocolate Oreo. It looks fire though. But that shit ain't glowing. I thought it was like a white filling that glowed green. That's false advertising. What does the thing say? I don't think these are the ones. I think you got caught up in the marketing right here. Because it says chocolate cookie sandwich. Hold on. Color changing cream. Oh, no, then they're wrong. Yeah. They did you dirty. That's false advertising right there. Yes, they did. Pablo Escobar's wife was 13 years old. He was 21 years old. Fuck him.
Your services are no longer needed in the community.
Who the bomb clot? Oh!
And Hassan Campbell is the streamer that we saw that he got. I think we covered it. He got shot out there arguing with motherfuckers in the street. But he been, you know, they've been blowing the whistle on Bambaataa for years. So guess what? Nah. Will I still listen to Planet Rock if it plays somewhere? Sure. Will I pay any honor to fucking a hip hop pioneer? No, I will not. I will not. I refuse. All right, let me close the StreamYard. Get Owen the fuck out of here. Get all these guys the fuck out of here. Shout out Raven. I believe both guys. Oh yeah. Man, what was dude's name? Let me see. Yeah, Ronald Savage. Ronald Savage and Hassan Campbell. Shout out Raven. I believe both guys. I do too. that he groomed them. Shout out Zorada. They're coming with receipts. Big June. They're always on point. Yo, she came with the glow in the dark bullshit. But I will say right now, Zorada, that cookie that Tere put up in the Discord, that motherfucker look mighty right now. I fight a motherfucker for that cookie right now. Like them snickerdoodles right there, looking at me. All right, y'all. We've been here 3.5 hours. Shout out 509 on the check-in. Salutes to you, sir. Might as well stop this recording. We did that. All right. We at least got the information on everything we covered. We got insight from Jay Flores on everything we covered. So I'll be able to cut that into videos. Pablo was part of my thing in the 90s. A person I balled with was close to them. With Pablo and some of his people. Oh man, I was balling with, but I was simple though. But it was simple though. Salutes. Yeah, nah. That motherfucker was 21 with a 13-year-old wife. That shit is bananas. I haven't seen it. I'm gonna go look. Oh, the cookie just looks fire. It looked like a fire-ass double chocolate Oreo with no glow. Shout out there. I need facts because I can't believe everything. At this point, you can't believe anything. All right? Can't believe anything. But at least we're willing to be corrected. It's mad people on the internet are not willing to be corrected, you know? Not at all. We covered the rest of old girl's story. Forget the Canelo part. We covered the rest of old girl's story. She told me what I needed to know. J and P filled in the rest. Fuck these dudes. Shout out Zoraida. She in the Discord talking about that's that crack. Definitely that crack. Alright, that shit look fire right there. Need a double stuff for that motherfucker. Salutes. Alright, what's poppin', y'all? Are we going live on Ill Crimes tomorrow, discussing the FedEx story and discussing the Gucci Mane paperwork? I'm going to try to make that happen. I want to get my editing done as best as I can and then try to make that happen in the evening tomorrow night. Hundreds up in the chat for y'all. I appreciate y'all. All right, shout out to the donators. Shout out to everybody that bought me a drink tonight. Shout out to the wrenches, the usual suspects. You can have them cookies. They weren't great. Originals are the best. If you, yeah, and to tell you the truth, if you ask me, they all taste the same. You know, you put them in some milk, it's the same thing. And my mother should be like, yo, my mother loves caramel. She's like, yo, I got the caramel ones. That shit tastes like chemicals. I'm not going to agree with them. They was disgusting. They definitely disgusting. You already know. Today I like when people come in with receipts. I also need receipts to believe anything. Facts. Zorada be on their ass. They'll be like, I saw this, this, and this. Zorada be like, where you see it at? Why you don't tell us? Huh? It's about time you tell us where you saw that shit at. What are you doing? Hold on, I'm trying to do something here. There it is. Boom. A little bit. Bring it down a little bit. The Oreo thins are the best if you don't like Oreos. Yeah, the thins are dope, but listen, man. When you're an addict, you're an addict, bro. You want the big vial, not the little vial. That's a lose. All right, y'all. I'm going to go through the chat. I think your boy going to kick rocks. Go make him a boring meal. Instead of some snickerdoodles. But I will send a snickerdoodle picture, just to continue the cookie extravaganza in the Discord. Hit the like button. We got to our 50. I appreciate y'all. If you have yet to hit the like button, please do get us over that 50. But we got to our 50. I appreciate it. Zorella keeps all in straight line. No. She's not fucking around. She's not here to play. She's not here to play no games. All right, let me run through the top fans chat. Shout out Upper Echelon, OT, Pete Never, our head of marketing. Shout out Glory Days. Salute to Glory Days. Hopefully his team won. Shout out Zoraida. JP, I appreciate you. Zoraida, I appreciate you. Shannon, Tere, I appreciate you both. Big June, likewise. Shout out Tony D. Velez, salutes to you, sir. Thank you for the drinks. Shout out Sheldon, I appreciate you for helping push the content. Shout out Ace G, Yar, I appreciate y'all. Salutes to Raven, Sam, Jose, Boxing Professor. You gotta step your game up, Papa. You nobody's professor. Shout out Karen in Germany, salutes. Shout out Ivy, Primo, Pick a Tricks taught me some shit tonight. Shout out Lawrence, appreciate the drink, sir. Enjoy your weekend off. Shout out Michael, Viva la Ireland, EC12, Borregazo. Shout out Robert, glad you came through. Salutes Crypto, let's get this money. Shout out Sisley, Horatio, Kenny, appreciate you, Kenny, salutes. Shout out Edgar Arellano, Adrian Torres, Al the Pal, Roofer, 298, appreciate you. 509, Bucho, and Set for Life. Salutes. They all have the same amount of crack. It's just a mental game with the colors, different chemicals. That's it. That's it. Again, hundreds up in the chat for y'all. I appreciate y'all. Tomorrow I'll be live on Ill Crimes at some point in the evening. To the usual suspects, buenos nachos. Everyone have a good night and be safe. I appreciate you. So that I can't be mad. My husband's only guilty pleasure besides Home Depot. That's it, man. That's all you need. For some men, it's as simple as Home Depot, some Oreos, and his family. That's it. Buenas noches, June. Salutes. Let's see what the fuck this is. Alright, shout out JP, Velez, Big Boy Trucker. Salutes to y'all. Great Friday Night Live, Shy as always. Shy always comes with great content and the facts to back it up. Salutes to you, Zorada. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you once again, Shy. We appreciate your time and effort. Salutes to you, June. I appreciate y'all. Y'all the ones that keep me coming back. Shout out Too Many Shots. What's up, Shy? Shout out Too Many Shots. We about to get out of here. You replay game. Make sure you hit that like button, though, and catch that replay game. We talked about a lot of good shit. Jay gave some good insight. Per usual, we put on a show. Tomorrow we will be on the Ill Crimes channel, and we will be discussing the FedEx kidnapper that kidnapped the 7-year-old girl, and we will be discussing the Gucci Mane case. All right. Shout out there. Good night to everyone. Que la pase bien. Have a good night. Salutes. I appreciate y'all. And with that said, I will holla. Peace. Hold on. We gotta address this. Shout out George Tailman. I bet you are a tailman. Soon, buddy. Not soon enough, bitch. You've been saying soon forever. Whoever you are. You've been saying soon forever. We don't believe you. But your channel is brand new. You just started that shit a couple of seconds ago, so we're gonna get you the fuck out of here. All right, peace out, pussy.
Put him in a fucking bed, you might.
The upper room. Adios, pendejo.
All right, yeah, Daddy, we gotta cover that story. All right, El Crimes tomorrow. George Tailman, definitely a tailman, and definitely a junior, Mama Bicho. Have a great night, y'all. Salutes.